To the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by Black and AMD Ryzen, as we are back with you once again to bring some intense games this time around. It's going to be your host, Aggressive, joined by the handsome boy known as Quaid. And today's matchups, it's going to be one for the books, and match number 1 is going to be a real treat. What do you think, Quaid?
Honestly, global esports. Whenever I think global esports, I just get chills down my spine. So it is going to be global esports going up against Team VALOR. Now, Team VALOR has shown a lot of valor in whatever they've done, but it is global esports they're going up against. So it's going to be a really interesting matchup to see what VALOR is going to be bringing to the table when going up against a team like global esports, a really god tier team. Let's just see what is going to be happening in the first match. And in the second match, we have Kuchby going up against Samurai Esports. Now, the last time we saw Kuchby, Gracie, we were in for a treat because a lot of disconnects came in from Pokey over there. So it's going to be really interesting to see if that's going to be happening again. But they're going to be going up against Samurai Esports. It's going to be really interesting to watch that too. But at the same time, take away the group standings. What do you think about this?
When you look at the group standings for the side of Group A, we can already see that pretty much everything here is already set in stone for a lot of the teams. For example, Godlike being on the very top with the side of Force One being on the second spot, with Global being on the third. Not really surprising considering they are the best teams that we have already considered and already predicted that they would be taking the top 3 spots. But the real dark horse in my eyes was the fact that Team VALOR, they took the number 4 spot, only losing out on one map in particular. And this is the real thing that really surprised me, that Team VALOR, they're showcasing what they can really do and they're bringing their A game down to the table every single time. And the fact that they're able to maintain that 4 spot no matter what, moving on down forward, even if they lose against the side of Global, they're not going to be in that big of a problem because we know for a fact that Tempest, Inazuma, these teams can cause a lot of issues for them. But moving on down the line, as they've gained a lot of experience and with a couple of recent changes to the roster as well, things are just going to get a little bit more simpler as well down for their side. But moving on down forward, we're going to be heading into the team spotlight for the side of Team VALOR, so we can try and talk a little bit more. We'll be moving on to the MVP standings first to try and talk a little bit more about what we can expect with a lot of these recent changes going on through. And you can already see that MW1, he's already made his way down here on the MVP standings.
Honestly, there's nothing more you can say about the MVP standings right now because it's Deathmaker, Rafa, Cactus, and MW1. What more could you say about these 4 people? Because they're so insane at what they do, and the stats just speak for themselves. You can see Deathmaker with a 180, 107 KD. MW1 at the same time, a new entrant, 116.71 from Velocity Gaming, is again standing there in the MVP standings, just rocking that place there, up on the throne along with these 4 gods. There's not much you can say about them because they just show their work on our screens, and that just speaks for itself. But anyway, enough of the MVP standings, because we are going to be introducing our first team of the day, Team VALOR. And honestly, I'm really excited for this, Aggressive, because they've got really, really good players with really good coordination on their team. As you can see, they've got like that coordination that you don't see a lot in all the other players, but at the same time, they are going to be going up against a really, really godlike team, which is going to be Global Esports. So they really have their potential when it comes to going up against them. But what do you think they're going to be putting out today?
It's all really about the consistency coming on down from them. And the fact is that if they're not able to be consistent going up against the side of Global, things are just going to get a lot more harder as well because we know for a fact that Global, they're a team that constantly try and adapt. They constantly play much more based upon the meta instead of playing for comfort because we know for a fact that all the members of the side of Global are comfortable with pretty much everything and they can adapt, change up their strategy, switch up the way they play around the map. They can establish map control probably. And they can constantly take a lot of these engagements against the side of Team Valor. Team Valor always, and I mean always, goes in for much more of those simpler strategies. They don't try to change up the way they fight during a lot of their different engagements. They stick to the things that they know. And going up against the side of Global, that's really not going to be working because, yeah, you can go in for a couple of runs. Maybe you get like 5 points on the board using the same strategy. But if you look at the 6 point and the 7 and the 8 and the 9, there's no way you're going to be able to get it against the side of Global because they're instantly going to change up their strategies and they're going to take you by surprise so fast that it's already going on down to a 7 and 5 before you even know it. And that's how dangerous Global can be moving on down.
And anyway, enough said about them. We are going to be going into the player highlight for Team Valor. We're going to be looking at the player who hit the hardest from the side of Team Valor, and that is going to be Buster with 125 kills on his side and 103 deaths. Those are really good stats, and he mains Arena. So he is going to be the duelist for the team, the one who takes the initiative, goes into the side, gives his team a little bit of headroom, a little bit of space to enter into the site and to clear it down, and the rest of the team just rushes in, supports him, just goes in with those smokes to take control. And honestly, that is exactly what I'm going to be expecting from them, because Buster, he's a man with a lot of experience. We've seen him in so many games before, and he's just insane at what he does. We've seen him in other games too. We've seen him CS and in Valorant. He just brings that skill over. He brings that experience over, and his stats just go to show us as to how good he can be as a duelist. That is honestly the kind of playstyle he likes to go for, because he doesn't really go for the slow, those slow strategic peaks. He just goes in, he rushes in, goes into the flash, and he just gets those frags, and he makes his team, adapt. He makes his team comfortable to like enter the site and just get it down and just hold it.
That's so true. Buster, he's just on another level. And I call him the doorbuster for a reason. Every single time we see him playing an entry fragger, he's like, nah, I'm just gonna flash. I'm gonna pop 2 heads. Doesn't matter if you're right behind me. If you're on my blind spot, I'm gonna flick onto your head and I'm gonna burst you down in a matter of seconds. He's so consistent when it comes down to his aim. A lot of the different players, they're flashy when it comes to their flicks. They're flashy when it comes down to the way they enter down at the side. But Buster, he's like, no, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to keep it slow. And I'm going to do what I do best. Just be a cold, hard fragger. Every single time he enters onto a site, he will always bring his A game down to the table. But that's more than enough for the side of Team Valor. We've really talked about them a lot, but now let's head on down to the team highlights, team spotlight coming on down from the side of Global, and try and see what we can coming on down from their end. Because we know for a fact that Global, they're a driving force, especially with the roster that they have. SK Rossi, Kappa, Hellranger, Skills, and of course our boy Lightning Fast being the clutch god that he is. Queen, how do you feel?
I have seen them so many times. I'm honestly a fan. I can't really say anything more than what you said so far, because SK Rossi, a god with his aim, supported by his teammates, are just so good. Hellranger and all the other teammates are so good as a team. They're so good as a unit. The amount of experience they have just goes to show. And honestly, what else can I say about this aggressive? Because I'll just let their own skills speak for themselves, because they're just going to go into the field, going to go onto the playing field. They're just going to show us how good they are as a team, how why they're known as global esports is what they're going to be showing us in a few minutes. And anyway, as I've talked a lot about the team so far, but at the same time, I want to talk about the player highlight, the one who hit the hardest from the side of global esports, and that is going to be SK Rossi, as was expected. Like that man is a god with his mouse. When he holds that mouse, it's just like something else comes into him, and he just starts flicking, and he just starts landing his aim, and he just starts landing those bullets onto his bodies and those heads.
The mouse is literally an extension of his hand, and he can literally use it as if he's like actually shooting the gun pretty much at that point. He always is gonna be hitting all of those shots, and just as his famous quote says, I just don't miss. And that's kind of what SK Rossi does. He gets on the server, he picks up a ghost, then he's like, hey, maybe I can pick up the operator. And as soon as he picks up that operator, it's already over. You know for a fact that he's going to control the pace of this entire engagement. And if the side of Team Valor are not able to go up against a lot of the aggressive plays and the aggressive operator plays, coming on down from the side of SK Rossi, things for them are going to get a lot more difficult because we know for a fact that SK Rossi, He's not that slow playstyle player who's gonna sit back, be a turret with the operator. No, he's literally gonna entry frag with the operator, dash in with an op in his hand, and then quick scope someone in the face. And then you're like, wait, why is an operator player inside of the site when he should be somewhere in the back of site? As we are still not even entering down. So a jet entry fragger with an operator as well as a vandal. That's something. That's something that you can expect coming on down from the side of Eskimos.
Honestly, that gameplay coming in for SK Ross is exactly what we all live for. But at the same time, that gameplay has to come out, has to show out on some map, right? So I'm pretty sure everybody's curious. I'm pretty sure you are too. So we're going to be heading into the map beta screen to see exactly what maps are going to be picked by all of the teams. The first map of the day is going to be mine, a really, really usual pick or normal pick, a pick that honestly relies on strategic entries and little on control, more on explosive, strategic executes, and little on just holding back. So the faster you are in bind, the faster you can take side. And it also carries on over to Ascent, which is going to be the second map of the day, and it is going to be picked by Global Esports. The Decider, however, is interesting. It is going to be split. One of the most strategic maps in the entire game, because it is really narrow. The entrance are really narrow, and it is a little defender biased. So you have to play your head out. You have to play your mind out, and you have to bring out those 200 IQ plays to understand how you can take entry. So it's going to be really interesting to see how these two teams are going to go up against each other.
Now, when you look at the map selections, as you just stated, Bind is a place where Team Valor, yes, they're very powerful. Primarily because in this map, it's all about those pure 1v1 gunfights and about executions, less about map control. But at the same time, Team Valor, they're at a massive disadvantage when it comes down to this, primarily because, yes, Global, when it comes down to map control, they're nothing to scoff at. But when it comes down to their pure raw execution, they are a completely different team. And on the map of Bind in particular, I am really, really interested to see how the side of Global are going to be bringing their A game down to the table here. And the fact is, with the recent changes and a lot more practice, we have seen the side of Global statistically be a lot more dangerous moving on down forward as well. Because primarily, before the bind used to be their weakest map, and now with a lot of the recent statistic changes that we have seen them perform a lot better on this map in particular. So the side of Team Valor, they need to bring their A game down to the table. Yes, this is their home map, but they cannot take the side of Global lightly, because if they try to do so, even on their home turf, things will go horribly wrong for them before they can even be ready for it.
True. And we've talked a lot about both of the teams, and I'm pretty sure all this hyping up has really, really hyped up the audience, and I'm very sure they cannot wait to get in the game. And neither can I. And I can say the same about you. I know how hyped you are for this entire match. It's Global Esports and Valor we're talking about. So without any further ado, without any dilly dallying, we are going to be going into the character selection screen, um, which is not ready yet. It is going to take a few more seconds because the teams are not ready yet, which is going to give us a little bit of time to talk about what kind of expected strategies that we're going to be seeing coming out from the side of Global Esports and the side of Team Valor. Now, Global Esports is a much more explosive team than Team Valor is, because you know that they're strategic, but at the same time, they're so fast with their strategic takes, their retakes, and their executes that you don't see them coming. It is just a flash of light on your screen, and before you know it, they've taken side, they've taken control. And at the same time, if it's defense, they've taken the side back into their hands, and they don't even let you breathe. So I hope that Team Valor has their A game on, and that they know what is coming to them, and that they're prepared. Because if they are, and if they're ready to go up against a team like Global Esports, a Team Valor, if they know what they're up against and they're ready for it, I would fear Team Valor too.
Honestly, at this stage, Global, they have all of the advantages in their favor. They're going to be the ones who always are going to be the favorites moving on down onto every single matchup. They have the experience, they have the players, and they have the track record to get all of the advantages and all of the support in their favor as well. But at the same time, Team Valor, they're nothing to scoff at. And especially on the map of Mine, this is where the fighting chance always starts. Primarily, not only because this is their home turf, but this is also map number one, a map where they're going to be the most comfortable moving on down forward. But at the same time, the main thing that I want to see coming down from the side of Team Valor is something a little bit more different. Like, the real question now is, will they be once again going in for that Viper combination down onto their side? Or could it be something different? Because previously we know for a fact that Team Valor, they were playing that solo Viper controller composition on this map in particular to try and bring a little bit more spice onto their side. And now moving down forward against the side of Global, will they be opting to do the same, or will they go in for a double controllers composition, being that Astra and the Viper? And will the side of Global pick up that Sky? Because we know for a fact that Sky, she is absolutely dangerous when it comes down to the map of Bind, especially when the team is all cool, calm, collected, and knows how to coordinate around her flashes.
True. And just speaking about that, I honestly can't tell you how and I'm anticipating the agent selection screen. I'm just waiting for it to come up to like know what they're going to be going in for. But at the same time, I want to talk a little bit more about the maps because, like you said, Split is going to be a really control-based map, which is going to be the decider. And I hope they go on to that because they really love casting a good Split map. Because Splits, honestly, you can see the best strategies coming out on the map of Split. But at the same time, Bind is going to be the first map of the day. And it is really strategic at the same time because you've seen players use those teleporters oh so beautifully. And you never know what is going to be coming around. Even though that gives out a lot of notification and a lot of sound, whenever you go in for those retakes, nobody ever can anticipate what you are going to be playing with because you have extra abilities to your advantage. So you use them properly, you use the teleporter along with them, and you're going to have a blast on the map of Mine. And Global Esports definitely knows their way on the map of Mine, and so does VALOR. So seeing these two really amazing teams go up against each other is going to be a sight to see. And I'm very sure the audience is going to be agreeing with me. But at the same time, it is going to be taking a little while. So honestly, help me out here, guys. And what do you think is going to be happening in this match that is going to be coming up?
Yeah, let's just talk a little bit more about the Sun because we were talking about Bind a lot. We know for a fact what to expect out of Bind, maybe a couple of different composition changes as well. Because that solo Viper, yes, it's very interesting from the side of VALOR, but at the same time, things could go horribly wrong. But just as I was talking about that, I think that the production team came on through, and we are going to be starting on the match, and we are going to be heading on down to the agent selection screen soon enough. And now the picks are going to be going on down through as well, ladies and gentlemen. And for now, I'm really excited because Team VALOR, just as I was stating before, they are going to be going in for the Viper combination once more. And will this be a solo Viper is the real question now.
Honestly, you were not wrong. You were spot on that Viper select. And honestly, I'm not really sure what the entirety of Global Esports is going to be going in for. But at the same time, we are going to be talking about how I always say that Jet is going to be a staple on any map, whether it is Bind or any other. But I still think that Jet is a little more advantageous on a few maps, on a few smaller maps than she is on those bigger ones. Because on the bigger ones, you don't have a lot of opportunities to dash behind cover because you don't have a lot of cover to go behind. So a map like Breeze, which I wanted to cast, is not a map that you would be choosing Jet on, but still a lot of people going for it, and we are going to be seeing that staple coming in again. Kappa is going to be going in for that Sova, being the information broker along with Hunter for their individual teams to get all the information that they can. But on the side of the attackers, on the side of VALOR, we are going to be having Strokey playing that Cypher, and I love a good Cypher play because once you have those camps up and running, you can almost have an entire map control and you can just hold out a site on your own. So I always love to see a good Cypher play. If you know how to use Cypher, it is one of the most overpowered characters in the entire game, along with Astra.
The main thing that I really am surprised by is there is no Astra pick coming on down from either side. And the fact that a Brimstone has been picked up, that's like the biggest question mark in my eyes because Brimstone is a character that we have rarely ever seen in like the past 2 months almost in the other tournaments as well. Brimstone's pick rate has been near to zero every single time, and it's for a good reason as well. Brimstone's Molotov is now a lot more expensive. It's a lot more harder to get a lot of value out of it, but at the same time, he's a reliable smoker. And the fact that they have opted to go in for a Brimstone instead of an Omen, in a way, I understand what they are trying to do. They want to go in for much more of those reliable smokes that the side of Brimstone brings down to the table, but at the same time, the Omen would be a little bit more different moving it down forward as well. Because look at it like this, Wayne. Because you need to think of this. It's gonna be a Viper, it's gonna be a Brimstone. Are they playing purely based upon lineups?
I feel like it is going to be purely based upon lineups because if you see that coming, then they're going to be not even worrying about aim. Although aim is going to be a really important factor, you don't even have to worry about it. Once you take away the right amount of information from the opponents and you leave them thinking and you just keep them on their toes and just keep on guessing, you honestly don't have to do much in this game. You have to just go on. You can even go in for knife kills, honestly, at this point. So I'm really waiting for the kind of strategies VALOR is going to be bringing out onto our screen, along with Global Esports, who is just, I feel like it's going to be toying around with VALOR at this point. But nonetheless, we are going to be going into the first round of the day. We've kept you guys waiting for long enough, and you're going to get to see some action off the bat as well from Sky on the side of Global Esports from Hellraiser is going to be coming out to get any information possible. That information is going to be coming in, and Kappa. It's going to be popping off the bat. I don't have to hype this up at this point because you know what Kappa is capable of. And he gets 2Ks off the bat, bringing it out to the 3v5. But SK Rossi is feeling a little confident. He wants to push that, but he's going to be holding that, waiting for anybody to push that smoke on hookah. Really good setup coming in from Global Esports over there to block off any piece of information. But oh, look at this. Lightning Fast has noticed a wild Viper over there in showers over there, and they're just waiting for him to push out right now. But at the same time, there is going to be a crossfire coming in at this point. Pixel is going to be trying to pick a defender off of Heaven, but it's going to be played out really slowly as there is only 30 seconds left at Grayson, but the bomb plant, the spike plant hasn't gone down. And as I'm saying that, it is going to be a flawless round coming from Global Esports. The first round of the day is going to be taken by Global Esports in a clean sweep as they just pulled out their coast and they just hopped off left, right, and center, just started getting kills. And they didn't even rely about your abilities. Yes, they did smoke it off, but at the same time, that raw aim coming in from Global Esports is exactly what I love to watch.
Honestly, Global, that was absolutely beautiful. And the fact that Kappa just popped 2 people in the head almost immediately, you gotta remember something. Hunter, he was not even flashed whatsoever. Absolutely insane plays coming on down from the side of GE, ladies and gentlemen. The fact that they were able to pop that flash immediately, get that first initial pick off, and at the very end, pull off a flawless as well, because we always really talk about this. And now the main thing that we do need to consider is that, hey, it's just the fact that so much control is being established by the side of GE that it's really hard to get a lot of value out of anything. And I always talk about this, getting those 2 to 4 kills down on those pistol rounds are just so crucial now more than ever, primarily because of one thing. You want ultimate points every single time. Whenever we play the map of mine, I always bring up the ultimate point factor, because if you're not able to get your ultimates up and running earlier than the side of your opponents on the map of mine in particular, things are just going to get a lot more harder for you to do a lot of your executions. You need those powerful abilities to force yourselves down into the side, because we know for a fact that Vine is a much more defense favored map in particular, and considering the lineup from the side of GE, it's even more important to have those ultimates available to give you that level of edge against their side, because if you're not able to get a little bit of an edge on your end when you're on the side of Team Valor, there is no way the side of GE is going to let you just walk down into the side, get the spike plant down, and play for the lineups that you are going to be playing for moving down.
You are so right. And I honestly would like to point out that those ultimate points are more important for the Sentinels than anybody else. The Sentinels and the Initiators, because their ultimates are the ones that gives out the most amount of information to their own teammates. Because once you go in with that ultimate, like let's take Counter Spirit for example, if you do manage to land that ultimate, the amount of information that goes out, the sites that you have cleared, and you know that that part of the map has been cleared, so the rest of the team can move it to the other side and take them by storm from an area that the opponents are not going to be expecting. At the same time, let's talk about the character that wasn't selected, which is going to be Astra. That Cosmic Divide can block off so much information that honestly, your teammate playing around that is the best thing ever. You in the game of Valorant, you honestly build your own walls and you build your own rules. So you're not limited. You can get so creative in this game with your abilities, which is why I love this game so much, and I love casting for this, and I just love how I see these professional teams come out onto the board and use their abilities to their fullest advantage and show us how exactly this game could be played, and their creativity just comes out onto display when they're going at each other in these tournaments, and you just see the better teams coming out on top just because of how creative they can get. And Global Esports exactly is one of those teams who come out, who bring out those utility usages, and they just show you how good they can be with those. And at the same time, we are going to be putting a recall to what you just said, as you are right. Yes, that ability, the ultimate point, is really, really important, because even if you go in and get that rush death, that one ultimate point in your bag is going to be going a long way, depending upon which character picks it up and how you're trying to support your entire team, especially on a map like Mind, which is really narrow and you can block off exits and entries really, really easily. But let's see if they're going to be doing that aggressive, because I'm not really sure what Valor is going to be cooking up, because they could be coming out with strategies that we've never seen before.
I think that going to happen moving and down the line as well is the fact that Valor on their pistol round, they felt a little bit too lackluster, not really playing for the trades, and they were trying to go in fast and they were trying to go in hard every single time. And that's kind of what the problem is moving on down the line as well. Because think about it like this. The side of Team Valor, they can do a lot when it comes down to trying to control the flow of a lot of these different engagements, but when they're trying to enter down into a side, things are going to get a lot more difficult. Primarily, if they allow Hellranger to control them instead with a lot of his flashes. Every single time we saw the side of Valor trying to go in for an entry, Hellranger comes in with a Trailblazer. He comes in with one of his birds, flashes them out, and it's already as soon as the flash was going on through, one of his members were already ready to capitalize on that flash, immediately go in for a swing. And even though the game was able to dodge out that flash, it was just not enough. Immediately, Kappa just popped him in the head, and Hunter, he was completely flashed. He was not expecting that bird to come on through. Really does hurt them down in the long run, moving on down the line as well. But here for the side of Team Valor, we can't really say a lot. It's just going to be a pistol round, moving on down forward. It's going to be another eco round. And in this eco round, I'm really hoping that they, at the bare minimum, try and take ultimate point control in their favor. You don't need to get any kills. Just play for the ultimate points and then try and snowball your advantage from there. And you can expect that. And now as we're going to be heading back into the game, ladies and gentlemen, let's just see what kind of engagements are going to be going on down through. Rossi goes in for an aggressive dash and Lightning Fast comes in for the double kill to end everything off. The round just started. It seems seems quaint and it's already over.
Spike down.
It is over because I was really expecting a really explosive round coming from Global Esports, and that's exactly what we got saw. They were going to be playing off of their bonuses, going for they were going to be going in for those vectors. They had the economic advantage, and like I've said a million times before, once you win out the first round, it is almost a surefire win for the second. Because you see, when you get that economy, it not only gives you the confidence, not only gives you the guns, it gives you the confidence to go in with those guns and spray the opponents down. And a team like Global Esports is obviously going to do exactly that. They're not going to be waiting and holding for Valor to be pushing in. They're going to be really, really confident with their aim. They're going to be pushing in and getting those kills. They are going to be on that bonus round right now, but a full buy is going to be coming in from the side of Valor Esports. And if they're going to be able to manage to pull it off, which is exactly what Buster does, and he gets 2Ks on SK Rossi and Hellranger. Now Global Esports is going to be on their back corner. They have to take a step back and understand what happened, but Lightning Fast does have to get Buster, but Pixel is going to be getting that trade off the bat. 2v4 situation already aggressive. This is looking like a good run for Valor, and they have brought the Storm, they brought the Thunder, but there is going to be a cheeky little play coming in from Strokey as he took advantage of that rotate coming in from Global Esports, and he went all the way into pipes and expects the skills to like push up there. And once he comes here, he's going to be locking onto his head, and he's going to be popping that head right off. This is going to be a clean win situation for the side of Valor, and Kappa knows that he has to go in for a save, or he might go in for a hero clutch. He might be playing the hero over here. He is Sova, he is known as Hunter, and he does have the guns to pull it off. He is going to pick up that Prime Vandal and is going to be going in for a beautiful clutch, but let's see if he's going to be able to get even a single frag, as the game is going to be holding market position. But he was just looking at the wrong angle aggressive. I was gonna comment on that. I wasn't really sure what he was looking at, but that really fell apart as Kappa pushed him at the wrong time and took him out. Did get a little bit of a damage on him, but at the same time, he has to go in for that save because he doesn't have any time. And that is going to be the first round onto the board for the side of Team Valor.
Really good round coming on down from the side of Valor, and you have to give it a Buster to have that level of spray control even when he's flashed, to go in for a double headshot almost immediately. Beautifully done from the side of Buster to get that first initial advantage down for their side. And with that, all the members of the side of Team Valor, they were like, hey, we can move on down to the other side. We can get the spike plan down for ourselves, and we can easily take it all away, especially with Strokey being on the lurk, giving the information that, hey, the entirety of the A side is absolutely empty. You guys can come on in, get the plan down, and I'll make sure I catch off any form of rotation. And for the side of GE, they got absolutely bamboozled. That level of communication breakdown going on through because of that first initial kill, yeah, that's gonna cause a lot of commotion. Buster doing beautifully to get his team that advantage. And now moving on down to the fourth round on the board, ladies and gentlemen. Things are just gonna get a lot more interesting now, because for the side of GE, they need to show up massively. Otherwise, if they lose out here, the momentum is purely gonna be going in the favor of the side of Team Valor.
Are absolutely right. And off the bat, we are going to be seeing a little bit of aggression and a little bit of blockage coming in from the side of Global Esports, as they're going to be putting down the smoke to stop Team Valor from pushing in. And this time they're playing it smart. They're not going to be pushing in hard at all. That information wasn't given out fully. That Jett is going to be coming in to block out that Aldrin to not give away any more information to Global Esports. Because any bit of information you give away to them is going to be some information against you. Because you give away any information to them, and they're going to be capitalizing on that as soon as they can. But at the same time, Team Valor is going to be holding down that hookup position, waiting for that opportune moment to get entry. They're going to be putting their smokes down. Buster is going to be landing his pain shield, but he doesn't really get any damage. However, Kappa is going to be doing the damage here. Gets Strokey and the game off the bat. 3v5 situation already in 30 seconds of the clock. They don't have a lot of time to plant the spike, and they have to either go in for a rotate or they have to go for a really sneaky play.
Left.
But being sneaky against a team like Global Esports is going to be really hard, but Buster is going to be managing it as he locks onto Kappa's head and takes him clean out. And a little bit of information is going to be tried to be taken by Hell Ranger over there, but Buster knows that the rest of his teams are going to be there. He is going to be going in for that portal entry, and he's going to be trying to get a little bit of an exit frag situation going on because he doesn't really have the time to go in for that point. They do have the spike with them, but they can't really do much, and they're just going to be hunted down aggressive.
One enemy remaining.
Honestly speaking, Lightning Fast, he's like that absolute Sentinel player. Yes, he's playing the Viper, but we know for a fact that the Viper is actually a pseudo Sentinel. He threw out Toxic Bites on one side, and then he was just shooting on the other with his one-way smoke. There's absolutely nothing that the side of Valor could have done to try and enter down into the side, and the fact that they were always running down the clock until the very last second just caused even more problems down for there. And Team Valor, they could have easily took that round in their favor, but it felt as though they were constantly second-guessing themselves. They were constantly trying to play for the pigs. They could have just easily entered down towards that B side. They had the execution. They had the manpower. Play for the trades. Get that spike down. You cannot opt to go in for rotations every single time, considering that there is a Viper on the opponent team. Because that Viper is never going to leave one of the sites unless a plan goes down. And the fact that they did leave it, got a lot of issues. But at the same time, Rossi, he's like, I'm going to slap you in the face, Buster, with a bullet and take you out. But the game, he's going to be able to get a trade himself as well.
Yes. And 44 situation already as SK Rossi didn't get one kill, but one of their members is going to be going down to the side of Team Valor. 44 situation, not a bad situation for the side of Team Valor, who could be taken right now. Cheeky positioning from the game, and he does manage to capitalize on that as he takes out SK Rossi, but Hell Ranger is going to be there to back up his buddy, is going to be there to back up his teammate, is going to be saying no, you are not going to get any more kills, and he gets the trade. 3v2 situation, and I'm saying that another kill is going to be coming in from the side of Hunter. Good round coming in from the side of Team Valor, and they have to go in for the rotate for that lane. But Sky doesn't really have a lot of information, but that information has been given out as he has taken the portal, going for a really aggressive peek. Oh my god, a beautiful 180 turnaround and kill on Strokey. But will he be able to get the other two kills? Because he doesn't have a lot of health going on for him. But there's going to be a crossfire coming in from the side of Global Esports. And in an insane lock-on to Pixel's head. I mean, Hunter's head. And he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna take you clean out, but he gets instantly traded out as was expected. But that was really good aim work. Like, I'm not even sure what happened. He just locked onto the head, and a good attempt coming in from the side of Team Valor, and they honestly managed to take down the site. They went in for the proper information retrieval, and they did manage to get down the site. But at the same time, they were like, you know what? Since the rotate is coming in, Versus going to be using that teleporter. Like I said, I love how these teams love to play around with those teleporters. They're going to go to B side. They're going to plant it down. They're going to be holding down the other side instead, going in for those bamboozle plays, you know? At the same time, we are going to be seeing the next round coming into play because I'm not really sure what has happened to my friend aggressive over here because he doesn't seem to be speaking at all. But nonetheless, the sixth round is going to be coming into play as Global Esports are looking as strong as Valor right now because Valor is having their games on point today. Hell Ranger is going to be going in for a little bit of a cheeky information retrieval game as he puts out his wolf and he puts him on the hunt to find out whoever to just seek out his opponent. But then again, nothing is going to be coming out as all of the information is going to be going in to the side of Team Valor as they know this information retrieval game was going to be coming in. So they just went like, you know what, we're just going to be shutting that down. We're going to be going into the other side instead. But over on the other side, it is going to be Lightning Fast holding it down solo. And we know how good Lightning Fast can play. But off the bat, Roki is going to be getting one kill. The game goes in with a furious dash, but doesn't manage to get any trades out. He has to play it a little slower. It's a 4v4 situation, and it could go on to any side. The attacker are still going to be playing a little split, but they're going to be going in for the rotate and try to take B side instead. The spike is already on the B side, and beautiful snake bit coming in from the side of the Viper, but he's gonna be flashing. Hell Ranger is gonna be popping up, gets a 2 and a 3. It's gonna be good for a third. He's gonna be trying to go in for the 4th, and he's gonna be able to land it. Hell Ranger is just insane with his gameplay right now. Does take out the last kill. That is gonna be Buster putting the 4th round on the side of Global Esports. Global Esports, as expected, is looking super strong today, but at the same time, Team VALOR is hitting back. They know how they have to hit back, they know how to push the right buttons, and they're doing exactly that, but they're a little bit slow on the takes. So honestly, I'm just loving how they're taking the side so far. They go in for a little bit of a bamboozle play, but if they keep doing that time and time again, it is going to be a little, predictable. But at the same time, the next round is going to be coming into play as the 7th round is going to be coming out of play. Lightning Fast alone on B side over there. He does have a backup alone on A side over there actually, but he is going to be having SK Rossi to back him up instead. However, the rest of the attackers are going to be going for sneaky play on A, but Strokey off the bat is going to be getting a beautiful tap game on SK Rossi. The aim god himself is going to get aim godded on, and he gets deleted off the server. 4v4 situation so far, and not a lot of information has been given out as Global Esports along themselves are going to be playing it a little safer. They're not going to be super, in your face and cocky at all, and they're going to be just taking it a little slower and just waiting for Team VALOR to push in, which is the wise thing to do. And that is honestly what I love about Global Esports. No matter how big of a team they are, they never overestimate or underestimate their opponents, and they always go in for these beautiful kills. But off the bat, it is going to be coming down to a 2v2 situation. And so Soffer is going to be coming out for Buster, and I'm expecting him to get a kill over there because he knows that default positioning, but he's not going to be taking any kills this day because that is going to be taken by Strokey instead. 2v3 situation as it is all that Hellraiser and Kappa to pull the round off. Kappa is going to be coming in with a flank, but that is going to be expected from Strokey over there. But he doesn't have the gun advantage to pull it off, and that is going to be meaning that Kappa is going to be getting this kill on Strokey. 2v2 situation honestly could be pulled off because they do have the gun advantage. Not a lot that Team VALOR can be doing, but they're doing their best, their absolute best to hold them back. The Recon Dart is going to be coming in to take out any piece of information they can from Global Esports, and he's going to be playing on his ultimate, but that push is going to be coming for Hellraiser. He's going to be capitalizing on his vulnerability, but then at the same time, Buster goes in for a flank, goes in for the kill, but no, he's going to be shut down by Hellraiser, who has picked up a 3k and is going to be sticking the defuse, putting the 5th round onto the board for Global Esports. Another beautiful round, another beautiful day. Global Esports is popping off today. But at the same time, it is becoming a little harder to cast alone, but at the same time, the amount of energy coming in from Global Esports is just so insane. I can't even begin to tell you how much they're pumping me up. It's like it's so amazing that you don't even need any energy drinks, but at the same time, if you do feel like you're short of a little energy, you can always go up and pick your Red Bull up. And at the same time, we are going to be seeing that QR code that you can be scanning and just getting that free Red Bull to help you in your long gaming sessions, which is exactly what I'm pretty sure the player has done because they're looking so energetic today. And at the same time, we are going to be going into the 8th round on the board. Not a lot of picks or pushes are going to be coming out as Global Esports is going to be holding down that side super hard. Again, like I said, since even though they're a really all-powerful, almighty team, they never underestimate their opponents. And they always wait for their opponents to push in, and they always respect what smokes they're going to be pushing in. They never go in for those, almighty flashy gameplays. They do come out with that, but that is just by chance, you see. That is not because they're trying to do it. That is just their raw skill. But at the same time, Team VALOR is looking super strong today with their strategies, and they already have put up 2 rounds of the board. It is kind of a defender-sided map, so honestly, they could be starting to bring it all back on the side of defense, because they really have their aim game going on today, and they're using their abilities to their fullest advantage. Buster does going for that pain shell, trying to frag him off, but that is not going to be coming into to his advantage, as an entire bloodbath is going to be coming out of A's side, just kills left, right, and center, and it is really chaotic right now, and that is exactly what Pixel is thinking. He's like, you know what, it's too chaotic for me, there are too many bullets flying around, I'm just going to go in for a B-take instead. He is going to be smoking off and mollying the back side position, but that is not going to be mattering, because he is going to be taken out. It's only a Kappa, the aim god himself. Hunter is the only one who's left out to clutch out the situation. He has to do something. He does get onto site, trying to hunt out that head, but he can't really do much as Kappa sees it first. If he does manage to get this kill, it is going to be a 1v1 situation, and he has to do something fast. But Kappa is going to be the one to shoot first. He's going to be the one to pull out his gun first and take him right down, putting the 6th round onto the side of Global Esports. Honestly, Global Esports is looking as super strong today as they do every day. But at the same time, we honestly have to see a little bit. We have to talk a little bit more about Team Valor because they have to pick up their game right now. They have to bring out their utilities a little bit more, block out sites a little bit more, and they have to play around that. That is something that they're not doing so far. Not they are, but they're not doing as much as they could. And let's just see if they're going to be understanding that, capitalizing on that, and going in through with those, really sneaky, really utility-based gameplays. Off the bat, we are going to be seeing a little bit of an aggression on A side with a little bit of sound given away. But knowing Valor, team Valor, they go in for a lot of bamboozle plays. So they are on an eco round. They might just decide to give out as much sound as they want to on A long, on hookah, and then just go in for that teleport and just go in on rush onto A side, get out all the information from B side, go in for that teleporter push and just go for an A take. But no, they're going to be coming in here, and the game is going for a beautiful kill on SK Rossi, but the trade does come in, and it is a 4v4 situation. They have to take the round as soon as possible, and they don't have the guns on their side. Honestly, at this point, any damage that they do is going to be going into their favor. But that recon dart is going to be coming in from the side of Global Esports to take out any information. But an entire bloodbath is going to be coming from Hellraiser because he gets all the information he needs to take out the remaining few kills. But he is going to be taken out by Strokey, who is sneaking on the side and gets a 2k. He is going to be playing for his team. He picks up the gun. He might be able to clutch it out. It is down to him and Jet over there. It is down to him and the game to play out the game. 2v2 situation, but that ultimate is going to be coming in from the side of the defense, but that doesn't really do a lot of damage. It does prevent the plan though. 30 seconds on the clock. They have to get it. Our game going on fast. Lightning fast with his insane lineup does manage to get him down as the plan comes in. A 1v2 situation, and Skills is going to be landing the final kill, and they are going to be going in for the defuse. The 7th round coming onto the board for the side of Global Esports, and what a time for that to come in, because I can now welcome my friend Aggressive back onto the board, who is now back into action. Had a little bit of a network issue, but nonetheless, welcome back Aggressive, because you did miss out on a lot. Global Esports just popping off now.
Yeah, that's for sure. And we've kind of talked about this as well, that the fact that Global, they're going to be playing purely baseball lineups, and they're showcasing exactly why. A Molotov going on through from the Brimstone, and also a Snakebite from the Viper. But tell me, what do you do there? You're now vulnerable, and that fire is going to do double damage to you. And already, that fire does a lot of damage already. So, at that stage, you're getting burnt, and also you're getting melted at the same time. And it's like, yeah, it's not going to be a good day for the game. And now moving on down forward, Team Valor, they have a lot of disadvantages down to their side, as we are going to be moving on down for a lightning fast, a little bit too overzealous. A little bit too aggressive when it came down to his peak, especially on that Viper. Skills going on down would be a little bit more comfortable, because now this A side is a lot more approachable from the side of Team Valor, because they don't really have to worry about the Viper stalling them out on any form of an aggressive push that they could be planning. But at the same time, SK Rossi, he could be biting off a bit more than he can chew. If Strokey is going to be the one to go in for that first initial engagement. But SK Rossi, his spider senses are tingling, and he's like expecting Strokey to come out of that shower.
Yes, and it is down to a 4v4 situation with a minute left on the clock. The spike is still in their favor. It is still on their side. They can still take it and just slow into any of the sides, but they have to get control. But control is what is going to be taken by Kappa, because he gets Buster out and it takes him clean out. SK Rossi is working his magic on the other side, getting a kill, but the game is going to be activating himself and gets a kill on Kappa, but Hellraiser is going to be trading him down instantly. Hunter, again, is going to be the sole survivor of the entire round, and if he can manage to plus this out, he is going to be, I'm just going to call him a clutch god again, because honestly, this guy has the potential. He has the skills to be able to cluster around, and look at that beautiful crosshair positioning. That is exactly what we see from a player, from the likes of players like Hunter, but he could honestly have a chance to take the run onto his favor, but he doesn't really have a lot of information. Instead, information is going to be given out as he goes in for that spike plan, and it is not going to be the default positioning, and that is going to be saving his head, and he is going to be getting a kill on Skills, but no, SK Rossi just coming in with those flashy plays, just updrafting, coming out of side, and just right-clicking, the classic, and taking him out. What an in-your-face play, but again, at the same time, you gotta give it to Rossi. Rossi is just insane with his aim game, but at the same time, Hunter did give it his all. He did go for the bomb plan, did get a little bit of economy, he did get a kill, and at the same time, all's well that ends well.
That is for sure. A beautiful play coming in down from the side of Rossi, understanding that, hey, I can easily go in for an updraft while my buddy Skills is going to be the one going in for the first initial contact. And with that first initial contact already being established, even if you are the best player in the world, you're going to have a pretty rough time trying to hit a Jet who's right above your head, because you do need to remember vertical aiming is a lot more difficult than horizontal aiming, especially in the game of Valorant, where a lot of the players are used to more being on that vertical play style. And Rossi, understanding that, just took that engagement down from the side of the top head of Hunter, knowing that he's not going to be able to hit him no matter what. With that, things are going to be able to stabilize once again. It's going to be the side of GE on the driver's seat, trying to take as many advantages as they possibly can down onto their side. But at the same time, I would have expected a couple more different plays to come on down from the side of Team VALOR, and that plays are going to be going on down as well. It's going to be Hellranger with a double kill. Once he pulled out those knives, he's trying to look for something. He's going to be able to find one. Nope. He's not going to be able to. The knives are not going to be in his favor, but the Vandal is going to be in his favor instead. It's going to be Skills with one more down from the sidelines. Rossi going in for a couple of plays. Hunter's not going to be good for 2. It's only going to be good for 1. And with that, Skills is going to be the one to take him on down. The execution was there, but Wayne, it felt a little bit too scrappy coming on down from the side of Team VALOR.
Honestly, I could feel it too, because that round was way too chaotic and it didn't have to be, because they could have gone in for a little bit of a slower play. They could have gone in with a little bit more information, but they're going and just hell-bent on getting those kills, and they're managed to get a few of those kills, but they're not using their abilities as much as they could. If they do start using that and if they start playing around that, it could be a really, really easy affair for them. Although it is a team like Global Esports, Team VALOR is no joke themselves. They're really good with their aim, just lacking on the utility usage just a little bit. But at the same time, I am going to be commenting on the next run that is going to be coming into play, as they're going to be going in for a little bit of an aggression on A side. Off the bat, SK Rossi feeling really confident. He's going to be going in for that push, but he's going to be facing Strokey's crosshairs instead, and he does get taken down. At the same time, Lightning Fast is really confident that a push is going to be coming in on A side. Gets an insane aim lock kill on Strokey, but then again, he is going to be taken out by Buster as he pushes out with that Spectre. A beautifully efficient gun when you don't have a lot of money, and he's going to be showing us exactly how efficient he can be. But at the same time, Kappa doesn't even need a gun. He pulls out his arrow, he pulls out his Hunter's Fury, and he does manage to get a kill, bringing it down to a 3v3 situation. 57 seconds of the clock and a beautiful positioning by the game is going to be giving them a kill and a lot of time to play with. And they are going to be going in for a B-take, a little bit of a bamboozle play again like they normally like to do. They're going to be trying to hold down the side, and the game is expecting that teleporter to come in. So it's going to be just holding that. At the same time, it's got to be Global. He's running, gets both the kills! The game, what are you doing? It's just spray transferred onto both of them, gets 2 insane headshots with 1 spray. Honestly, this is what I'm talking about. Team VALOR, they have the skills, they have the VALOR themselves, they live up to their name, and Global Esports should honestly be considering what they're going to be doing. That is going to be putting the 3rd round onto the board for the side of Team VALOR. That beautiful spray transfer coming in by the game over there honestly set the mood of the game aggressive.
I completely agree with you. Now, with a lot of the members of the side of Team VALOR able to take a sigh of relief, saying that, hey, I know for a fact we are down 6 rounds, but we were able to get it down to a 9-3. We just need to win out on this pistol round in particular. And you also do need to consider that when it comes down to the side of Team VALOR, their composition is built to be based upon defense. But at the same time, the defense-sided composition is very strong on the attack as well. And for the side of GE, the fact is, they just need to go in for that plan. That's all that they want. If they're able to get the plan for the side of Team VALOR, they've already lost out in these engagements. And now, for the side of GE, they need to be careful, because if they're not going to check in their left side, things are going to be going horribly wrong. And it's going to be the game coming in with a couple of classic right clicks for himself. It's going to be able to shut down 2 almost immediately. And once again, small mistakes coming on down from the side of GE. It's costing them so much every single time moving on down forward. Kappa spots out a couple of those beautiful skins. He's going to be wanting to pick that one up for himself. Lightning Fast is going to be good for another one for himself as well. And with that, it's going to be a massive rotation going on down towards that B side, but they do need to be careful, because you do need to consider something. The game is still holding down towards the side of B, and the rotations have not yet come on through. So the fact that they opted to go in for the teleport was actually a fake teleport. And now, once again, they're making their way down towards that A side, waiting to see if any of the members of the side of VALOR, they're going to be going in for a different play. Hunter going in for a couple of top shots. Not going to be able to find out much, though. And with the plan now finally going on through all the members of the side of GE, they're going to be really happy, because now they can play for the lineups, and there is nothing in the world that the side of Team VALOR can do to take this advantage away from them.
At the same time, Team VALOR, although they don't have a lot to play around with, they're going to be taking the best advantage of whatever they do have. They're going to be trying their best, because I've seen how they've been playing. They come in with that VALOR, and they come in with the skills at the same time. And our resident Jed of Team VALOR is just popping off today. He's just getting kills left, right, and center. I honestly feel like he's drunk, like he's just like chugged 2 entire cans of Red Bull, and he's just like popping off, and he's gonna be good for 3 kills. But at the same time, the VALOR is just gonna be popping off and gonna be getting the last few kills. The defuse is gonna be coming in from their side, putting the 4th round onto the board for them. And like I said, they're really proficient with their aim, and just a little lacking on the ability usage. This is what Global Esports is going to be taking advantage of. But at the same time, this is slightly a defender-sided map. these guys are OG players and they know how to work their aim and they rely on that heavily. If you put in a little bit of ability usage to the mix, it honestly makes for really interesting gameplay, but they normally don't do that. They normally go in for raw aim fights and they normally just win those out. Global Esports is known for that strategic gameplay, but at the same time, VALOR is just looking really strong with their aim today.
It's actually super interesting because now the game, he pulls out a Marshall and just slaps Rossi in the body to take him on down out. And with that first initial kill, things are just gonna get a lot more harder as well, but at the same time, I love those lineups coming on down from the side of Hunter. Literally going on down towards the side of B main, trying to spot out any more players that could be holding on down from that angle. And Strokey, he's just gonna chill here near the angle of near the angle of Lambs. He's just waiting to see if anyone's going to be wanting to make this push down onto him. The flashes do go on through, and Strokey, he's in the prime spot to shut down multiple members with a couple of shots himself as well. He's going to be able to take down one, but not more than that. Hunter from the sideline is going to be coming on down, taking a double kill for himself, and Pixels gets the last kill to end things off. That's going to be 9-5 on the scorecard, ladies and gentlemen, and that will be another round on the board for the side of Team Valor, and they're going to be really happy moving on down forward as well, because now not only are they able to take it down to a 9-5, they're going to be able to play for a full-on bonus and try and play a little bit more cheeky, because I was saying this previously as well. For the side of Team Valor, their composition is a lot more based upon the side of defense. So here's where they need to make their stand. But at the same time, the fact that they ended off the first half on a 9-5 scoreline could just make this a lot more difficult if they're not able to take this round away from the side of GE. Because if the side of GE are able to take this round, they're going to be able to stabilize themselves heavily and go in for proper buys, moving them down forward as well.
Oh, and I really love the agent selection that VALOR came out with. Although you have only Viper to rely on for your smokes, that is a really OP character, and you don't really need a lot more because he can fend for himself. And honestly, that is what is showing in VALOR's gameplay right now. And the teamwork is honestly being put up onto display right now as they're going into the information they're getting from each other. And they're just getting the kills left, right, and center. Because you saw that Jet pop it up, and you keep seeing him pop it off. But at the same time, Hell Ranger is going to be like, you know what, we're not done yet. He's going to be getting the first kill on the defenders, and that take is going to be coming in. But that information was given out as Hunter did panic a little bit coming in from that flash over there. Not a lot that he could be doing. That positioning is a little too aggressive, Rossi. I know it's good, but come on, you have to be a little more safer than that. And that is going to be costing him his life as Pixel is going to be taking him down. And the game is just going to continue popping off as he takes Kappa clean out. 2v3 situation, and the VALOR is looking really, really good. Hellranger, however, has a really good positioning, and he does get the kill. His teammate really holds up deep into the back of side, holding that elbow positioning, is waiting for that peek to come in, but no, Pixel expects that, and he clears out that corner, and he takes him clean out. All down to Hellranger to take the clutch out, but no, he's gonna be wall-banging the game, shutting down that oppressive god, but he's gonna be getting traded out instantly by Global Esports, putting up the 6th round onto the board for Team VALOR. They're looking so good today. I'm not even sure what they're on because they were looking a little iffy on the attacker side aggressive. But then again, like I said before, this is a little bit of a defender sided map. So I had to give them props. I had to just hold out until they started playing defender. And oh boy, did they provide. Oh boy, are they popping off.
It feels as though the members of the side of GE, they are in a little bit of an iffy situation entirely. It feels as though Team VALOR have gotten into their heads, and GE, they're not really able to circumvent a lot of these aggressive plays that are coming out from them. The fact that Team VALOR are playing based upon map control, on the map of Bind in particular, it's a little bit of a question mark in my eyes as well, because now moving on down forward, GE, they're no longer the ones in the driver's seat, and it's going to be the game coming on down through with another operator being able to shut down lightning fast. Things are just going to get a lot more harder if the side of GE are not at the bare minimum able to get a couple of kills for their side. Because they need to get a lot of value out of the Zico round, otherwise things are just going to get a lot more harder down for their end. Now moving on down forward, the pushes are going to be going on down in, but those grenades, those shock darts, every single time we see a play coming on down from the side of GE, it feels as though the entirety of VALOR, they're able to shut them down almost instantly. Dash go on through, but Hunter, he didn't get flash whatsoever. He does get caught off guard. He's going to be the one to get taken on out. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this attack is already over.
Bringing out a 2v5, not a lot that Global Esports can be doing. Can I talk about that aim game coming in from the side of Team VALOR there? But at the same time, Skills is going to be showing in a 200 IQ play and a pop-off over there as he does manage to get that kill on the game. Starfragger, but he gets instantly traded out. But at the same time, a 200 IQ play did come out for him as he threw that molly and did manage to land that kill. But can I talk about the entire aim game that Team VALOR is putting up? Yes, I know that they have a lot of experience, but that experience is showing up so well that they're popping off and going up against a team like Global Esports. They're just going to be standing up tall, looking them dead in their eyes, and they're just gonna be like, you know what? We know your gods, but our aim is just as good as yours.
Yeah, that is for sure. Team Valor, they're taking the bull by the horns and coming on back one round at a time. And now, with things now slowing down once again, it seems as the Lightning Fast is going in for a couple of those lineups, trying to set up his team for an A-side execute. The push is going to be going on down soon enough. And it feels as though Team Valor, they have read into the strategies that are coming on down from the side of the sky, and they're able to take so much value out of it as well. Hellranger, you expected the push coming on down from the side of Strokey, and he was ready for that play. Going in for a couple of shots, and he's going to be able to take him on down out. And Pixels this time around is going to be the one trying to make the difference for his team. Shots are going to be going on in, but SK Rossi, he's not going to be missing the shot twice. Pixels, he plays the ultimate price for it with his own life. The game's stuck in an impossible situation down here from the side of Lance. Lightning Fast is going to be the one to take him on down instead. And with that, it's a 5 versus 2 situation on the map. And the round just started here, Quaint, and it's already over.
Yeah, and the spike line is going to be coming in, and the retake situation has to be coming in from the side of Team Valor. Although they were showing a lot of Valor and a lot of aim prowess, but they're going to be having to go in for a really difficult flood situation, which they're not going to be attempting, which is a wise choice coming from them. They're just going to be saving the beautiful guns that they have, the beautiful skin out guns that they have, and they're just going to be, you know, holding out for them to push in. And Global Esports knows that, so they're going to be having a little bit of a fun time just exchanging guns over there, aggressive. Same time, not a lot of the stuff that Buster and Hunter can do as good as they are with their aim. All they're going to have to do is just hold out with those guns in their hand, just primed and armed and waiting for them to push. They're just going to be waiting for them to come in, and they're just going to go in for those exit frags. But at the same time, they're going to be going in and taking a double teleport on A side over there. Oh my god, but Global Esports is not going to be letting them have it. They're going to be... That was such a beautiful execution though. That recon bolt came in from the other side to give them the peek, and that was not expected by Team Valor. They've never seen anything like this, but like I said, Global Esports, the amount of experience they have on this map, much less this game, this map itself is so high that Team Valor can never expect the unexpected. It's just like, out of the blue, the Global Esports is going to be coming out with these insane strategies that you've never seen before, and you're just going to be surprised and blinded, if I may, by those insane strategies coming out.
This could be dangerous, but at the same time, the game, he wanted to go in for a swing with his own operator, and he's gonna pay the ultimate price for it with his own life. You do not peek Rossi, because Rossi's gonna be the person who never misses, ladies and gentlemen. The ultimate has been popped as well under the face of Strokey, and this is so crucial. Whenever there is a Brimstone on the enemy team, and whenever he has his ultimate, never hold down the angle of Lance. And the fact that Strokey did hold on to it, it's gonna hurt a lot now this time around. The Pixels, though, his aim is gonna be super hot down, crispy, trying to get the first initial kill. He's gonna be able to find out Kappa, and now with his position already revealed, the shots are gonna be going on in. The skills going in for a couple plays for himself as well, understanding that, hey, maybe if I can get a couple of shots for myself, but nah. Pixels, he's not missing a damn shot. Every single time we watch Pixels, he's always ready for the engagements, and he's always ready to go in for the plays. And with that, it's just going to be up to Hunter to go up against the entire world. 1 versus 3 situation with the Frenzy. I don't think he has much of a chance of trying to clutch this one out. Maybe go in for a gun and go in for a possible save, but that's all that he can expect.
Honestly, and you're not wrong. Pixel is just activating himself, and Hunter, oh no. He did not expect that to come in. He thought he was in the clear. He thought he was safe, but no. It just ended right at the edge of where he was standing. Really, really unlucky for Hunter. But at the same time, yeah, you're right. Pixel is just popping off. His aim is pixel perfect when he does activate himself, and that is exactly what we see. And he is playing with those utilities so beautifully. He's just blocking out sights. He's blocking out those corners that he doesn't want to be checking. He puts in that snake pit. He just snake bite, and he doesn't let them push in through that. And he just goes in with that aim, clears out the rest of the corners, goes to the side. He's just a solo cavalry. He's an army. He's a one-man army, and we can see that coming in. But at the same time, Pixel is going to be going for an aggressive peek. Does get Elder Ranger, but is going to get instantly traded out. Strokey's going to be coming in to help his friend out. He's going to be avenging his dad and gets the kill. And the game going in for a beautiful play with the Blaze Storm. It's going to be going in to get one kill, but it's going to be traded out instantly. And another kill is going to be going down from the side of the attackers. Global Esports looking strong. They expected that eco run coming in, and SK Rossi is going to be landing the final kill on Hunter, shutting them right down. But what a fast round, aggressive. They bet it all. They bet it all on that push, and they went in for those kills, but they couldn't really succeed completely. However, that was such a good eco round. Although that was really aggressive, they managed to activate themselves, just aim off their way into Global Esports, just kill them and just shut them right down. But it is Global Esports they're talking about on a full buy. They're obviously going to be retaliating and they're going to be shutting VALOR down.
The first thing that I want to highlight here is the fact that Pixels, he walked on down from the side of A-Bait and somehow got a kill down on the Hellraiser.
His aim is pixel perfect.
No,
honestly.
forget his aim. There were 2 people on his left and 2 people on his right, and somehow he still got a kill on the Hellraiser before he got 3.
Nobody expected
Biggest
that push
question
coming
mark.
in.
Yeah, no one would expect that push other than Pixels. Pixels is like, wait, no. I'm gonna make sure you expect the unexpected. He goes on it, gets a beautiful one tap down on the Hellraiser, tried to bring that level of advantage down to his team, but it felt as though all members of the side of Team VALOR, they were not on the same page, and they did not make the same push as Pixels. They needed to come in a lot more faster, maybe play in for a couple of trades, and things could have been a lot more different now for their side as well. But Pixels, this time around, he's gonna be the difference maker. He is holding on down with his Viper Spit, holding down this angle. SK Rossi at very low levels of HP, cannot opt to going down in once again, and this Viper Spit is gonna completely telegraph every single push down towards that A side. So down towards that B side, sorry, but it feels as though all the members of the side of GE, they're expecting this, and they're sending Rossi down towards the angle of Hookah to try and cause a little bit of noise at the bare minimum. Possibly pull out as many rotations as they possibly can down towards the other side, and Rossi, he's like, nah, I'm gonna be a little overzealous, I'm gonna make my push happen, but understanding the fact that, hey, if Pixels has thrown down a Viper Spit down towards that A side, basically means that everyone is holding on down towards the side of B instead, and we can easily just walk on down in. Pixels is gonna be good for another one, being able to take down lightning fast, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, things could already be over for the side of GE, but at the same time, we do need to consider the 100 speed and, of course, the molly from the Brimstone is still very much present. 2 lineups working out in their favor, and the shots are going to be raining on in as well. Skills opting to go in for the molly a little bit too early, and this could go horribly wrong for them, but at the same time, things could work out for them as well.
Honestly, and we are going to be seeing that ultimate coming in, that Hunter's Fury coming in from that Sova Orb there, but he's not going to be finding smart. He is going to be finding those players though, but is that going to be helping them as a game? Pro Zone Fake, showing a Pro Zone Fake moment, he's going to be sticking that defuse and getting the win, but it doesn't really matter. They're just going to be giving up their bodies to the rest of GE, but it doesn't really matter because really, that stick was all that mattered. He held his nerves, he held his guts, he knew that he had that gut feeling that that defuse was not going to be stopped, and he went in with that stick, and that capitalized for his entire team, that went in for his advantage. And really, that was a beautiful play coming in from the side of Team VALOR. And I'm not sure as to what is happening with Pixel's aim right now, but like I said twice before, it is pixel perfect, and I'm loving what I'm seeing so far because Team VALOR is showing that prowess that is required to take on the likes of Global Esports. They're on the same level, and they're going to be going in for the kill. They're going to go in for the hunt. SK Rossi, however, is going to be getting impatient. It's going to be getting the first kill, but a beautiful master is gonna mean that he gets 2 kills just off the bat, just clean, crisp aim, and he gets 2 kills, bringing the advantage into his own team's favor. 3v5 situation, 3v4 situation, my bad, aggressive. Off the bat, a minute, 12 seconds of the clock, and the spike is still in their possession, but they can't really do much because they're down 2 players. They have to push in really carefully, but it's Team VALOR we're talking about. Their utility usage and their aim is on point. Global Esports is a little bit scared. They have to push in carefully aggressive.
This push is just gonna get even more deadly because you know for a fact that Buster, he's just that driving force, and with the help of Hunter on his side, there's absolutely nothing that the side of the attackers can do. GE, they need to make that play happen. They need to go in for that push, and Hunter, with a beautiful white swing coming on down from him, he's gonna be able to take down his own clone. With that, it's gonna be 12-9 on the scorecards already, and this is gonna be a possible round going in the favor of the side of Team VALOR once again, because now, once again, I do believe that they should be able to buy an operator. Actually, no, they're not gonna be able to buy an operator this round for the hands of the game. So, for the side of GE, they still have a fighting chance to bring their A-game down to the table and try and take this last round on the board, because we always talk about this for the fact that whenever you're on that match point side, whenever you're on that 12 and X scenario, and if you lose out on multiple different consecutive rounds, your momentum has been broken, your confidence has been broken down almost entirely, and that's kind of one of those things that we really always focus on. You always want to try and end off the game as fast as you possibly can, because the more rounds that you lose out on that match point, the more you're going to feel a lot of the pressure, the more you're going to be like impatient, causing a lot more mistakes to happen down from your side. And that's exactly what's happening to the side of GE right now. The fact that VALOR is able to get into the heads of GE, being like, hey, we're slowly but surely catching up to you. We're slowly but surely catching up to you. that level of mounting pressure with every single passing round is gonna all add up. And at one stage, GE, before they even know it, they're gonna be going on to match overtime. And during that match overtime, yes, it's gonna be a break for both sides. It's gonna be sigh of relief for the side of GE as well, being like, hey, I know for a fact we lost out on every single round and we are back at overtime. We can still try and bring it back. But for the side of Team Valor, that's gonna be a massive morale boost, massive confidence boost, being like, hey, it's overtime already. We're gonna be able to clutch this one out. And this, at that point, is all about the mental game. And it feels as though for the side of Team Valor, they have all of the mentals in their favor. And moving on down forward for the side of GE, they need to close this out fast. Otherwise, things could already be over for them.
You are so right, Abrasive. It's so true that you get a little more overconfident as you go in towards that 12th round. Yes, you have to finish it off really, really quick, but that doesn't mean that you lose your control too. But Global Esports is getting a little shaky on their knees, and Valor is going to be taking advantage of the off the bat. Hunter is going to be getting a kill on the SK Rossi over there. Their Starfragger. They have lots of Starfragger and they're pushing carefully. The smokes are going to be coming in to block off any vision, and they have to move in right now. We are going to be seeing the ultimate coming in from the side of skills. That, what? Oh my god, what? I am not sure what happened. Did he? Wow, that was a really beautiful ultimate coming in from his side over there. Well, I got confused there for a little second, but an entire bloodbath is going to be coming in on the side of A. Skills is going to be popping off and gets 4K from himself. He has a really, really low health, and it is all that 100% clusters out. But that is going to be the 13th round coming out from the side of Global Esports. Beautifully played out, and honestly a really chaotic round, because that ultimate coming out really, really confused me. I have no idea where that went down, but it did get a beautiful kill, and honestly I wasn't expecting that, but really, really well played out by Global Esports. They knew that they were losing their momentum a little bit. They knew that they were losing their grip a little bit. Just because they reached that 12th round, they knew they had to finish things off fast, but they also knew that they had to take it a little bit slower towards the end, because once you reach that 12th round, you know you have to push in. And once you do that, you start losing your grip, because you can't really hold on to everything that you have so far. You just get a little desperate for that one round to come out, right? And he just started going in for those kills, and Team Valor took advantage of that. Beautiful play, beautifully played by both teams, but congratulations to Global Esports.
Honestly, Global, they played down to the wire, and at the very end, they were able to find it out. So let's head on down over to the match, Charlie, to try and get a bird's eye view of what happened in this map in particular, and where the side of Team Valor fell kind of short. And now, as we're going to be in my eyes, we do really let's just see what kind of engagement are going to be going on down from the side of skills at the very end. Skills here got pretty the double kill to end everything off. Shaky start at the very beginning, was having a rough time, but at the very end, skills, he just came back hard. He's like, yeah, I had a rough start at the very beginning, but at the very end, I'm going to be the one who gets the
situation, and it could go on to any side. The attackers are still going to be playing a little split, but they're going to be going in for the rotate and trying to take B side instead. The spike is already on the B side, and beautiful snake bit coming in from the side of the Viper, but he's going to be flashed. Hellranger's going to be popping up, gets a 2 and a 3. He's going to be good for third. Take out any piece of information they can from Global Esports, and he's going to be playing on his ultimate, but that push is going to be coming for Hellranger. Is going to be capitalizing on his vulnerability, but then at the same time, Buster goes in for a flank, goes in for the kill, but no, he's going to be shut down by Hellranger, who has picked up a 3K, and is going to be sticking the defuse, putting the 5th round, but that is not going to be mattering, because he is going to be taking a little bit Kappa. The aim got himself. Hunter is the only one who's left out to clutch out the situation. He has to do something. He does get on the side, trying to hunt out that head, but he can't really do much as Kappa sees it first. If he does manage to get this kill, it is going to be a 1v1 situation.
Honestly, towards the end, I feel like it was like, oh no,
but
not
Kappa
again.
is going to be 44 situation. They have to take the round as soon as
beautifully
possible,
played
and
out
they
by
don't have the
both
guns on their
teams,
side.
okay, so I loved
Honestly, at this
watching
point,
that
any damage
entire
they do
action
is going to be
unfold on
going
our
into
screen.
their
It
favor.
was so
That
amazing
recon
to
dart
watch
is going to be
Global
coming in
Esports
from
come
the
out
side of
with
Global
those
Esports to
gameplays
take
and
out any
so
information, but an
beautifully
entire
Valor
bloodbath is
shows
going to be coming
how
from
much
Hellraiser,
Valor they
because he
have
gets
and
all
how
the
much
information he
aim
needs
they
to
have.
take out the
They
remaining
really
kills,
showed us
but
that
he's going to be
a
taking out a
team like Team
situation,
Valor
and skills
can
is going to be finally landing the final
godlike, and they
kill,
can just
and
go
they are
like,
going to
you
be
know
going
what?
in for the
Go up
defuse.
against a
The
team like a
7th
Global
round
Esports,
coming
I'm
out of the
sorry,
board
they
for the
can
side
go
of Global
toe to toe
Esports,
with them,
and
look in
what
the
a
eye, and
time
just
for that to
tell
come
them
in,
to sit
because
down.
I could
Valor
not
brought out their
my
all, but
friend
at
to
the same
go right
time,
it back on the
Global
board.
Esports being
Who's
Global
now back to
Esports,
the
having
action.
just
Had a little bit of a
more
network issue.
experience and advantage as a team.
Yes,
Really
and
went
it
in
is
for
down to
those
a
beautiful
44
plays,
situation,
came
a minute
through
left on the
towards
clock.
the end,
Spike is
and
still
they
in
did
their
have a
favor.
little
It
bit
is
of a
still on their
overconfidence
side.
problems
They can
towards
still
the end
take
when
it
they
and
reached
just
the 12th round on the
blow
board.
it when
It
you're
was
like,
like,
you know
so they
what,
have
they
to
get
get
control.
over
The
the fast.
control
Just
is
go and
what
rush
is
and
going
get
to be
those kills.
taken by
And
Kappa,
Team
because
Valor
he
took
gets
advantage of
Buster
that.
out
They
and
knew
he takes
exactly
the
where to
clean
out. They knew the weak
SK
spots,
Rossi
and they went in for
freaking
those
badges on the
lanes,
other
and
side,
they had
getting
the
the
aim
aim
to back it up
what we
there,
see from a
Aggressive.
player
Valor
from the
honestly,
likes of players like
I was
Hunter.
hoping for a
But literally
he
neck and neck
could
gameplay, and this is
honestly have a
exactly
chance
what I
to
got
take the
to
run
see.
onto his
VALOR did
favor,
not
but he
fail
doesn't
to
really have a lot of
disappoint. So all in
information.
all,
A really,
instead,
really
information
amazing
is going to be
match.
given out
Wait
for the second map,
which
which is going to be
and
a
it's not going to be the default positioning,
and that is going to be saving his head.
really,
Gonna
you
be
know,
able to hit him no matter what.
OG
With
from
that,
the
things are
get-go
gonna
kind
be
of
able to
map,
stabilize
which is
once
something
again.
that
It's
most
gonna be
players
the
are
side
good
of GE on the driver's
on. A
seat,
map that most
trying
players
to take
have
as many
experienced.
advantages
So
as they possibly can
seeing
down
a
from their
map
side. But
like
at the same
that
time, I would
being
expect a
played by
couple more
two
different
really,
plays to come
really
down from the side of Team
and
Valorant, and
God tier
that plays
teams
are
that
going to be
really
going on down as
flashy.
well.
A little bit of an aggression on
Yes,
a
that is for sure. And honestly speaking, this is just map number one. The fact that Team Valor are able to bring it down to the wire at the very end, this close against that of GE as well, gives me a lot of hopes at the bare minimum to try and bring back a little bit more onto the map of Ascend. Yes, it's the home ground for the side of GE. Yes, it's their map pick. But at the very end of it all, I'm pretty sure that Team Valor, they're going to be able to take a sigh of relief and be like, hey, we nearly took this map away from the side of GE, knowing for the fact that, hey, they have a lot of different compositions here, but our comfort and our skills as an individual players are really showcasing down on this map in particular. And the fact that Pixel's aim is this crispy already, it's just gonna get a lot more crispier on the map of Ascent, but at the same time, it feels as though a lot of different changes could be going on down as well. Because on the map of Ascent, it's a lot more meta heavy, and both of the teams are gonna be going in for the exact same composition. And I'm really excited to see Pixels go on that Astra once again, because we know for a fact how dangerous he is on that Viper, but when he's on that Astra, he's also a completely different beast. Or we could be seeing something different from the side of GE, bringing down possibly a Euro, maybe. You never know. Like, I'm always hopeful for it to break that Euro at one point down the line. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, this was just map number one. Make sure to hit the like and hit the subscribe button, as we are going to be setting up map number two. And we'll be back the real shortly with TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen. We'll catch you in a little bit. And you can expect that. And now, as we're going to be getting back into the game, ladies and gentlemen, let's just see what kind of engagements are going to be going on down through. Also going for an aggressive dash and lighting fast up into the double kill to end everything off. The round has started.
They can
explain that it's over.
It is over.
And I was really expecting a little slower. It's a 4v4 situation, and it could go on to any side. The attackers are still going to be playing a little split, but they are going to be going into their rotation trying to take B side instead. The spike is already on the B side, and beautiful snake bit coming in from the side of the Viper, but it's going to be flashed. The Hellraiser's going to pop it up, gets a 2 and a 3. It's going to be good for Surge to take out any piece of information they can from Global Esports, and he's going to be playing on his ultimate, but that push is going to be coming for Hellraiser. Is going to be capitalizing on his vulnerability, but then at the same time, Buster goes in for a flank, goes in for the kill. Well, no, he's going to be shut down by Hellraiser, who has picked up a CK, and is going to be sticking the defuse, putting the 5th round, but that is not going to be mattering because he is going to be taken out instantly. Kappa, seeing God himself, Hunter is the only one who's left out to clutch out the situation. He has to do something. He does get on his side, trying to hunt out that head, but he can't really do much. Kappa sees it first. If he does manage to get this kill, it is going to be a 1v1 situation, and he has to do something fast, but Kappa is going to be 44 situation. They have to take the round as soon as possible, and they don't have the guns on their side. Honestly, at this point, any damage that they do is going to be going into their favor. That recon dart is going to be coming in from the side of Global Esports to take out any information, but an entire bloodbath is going to be coming from Hellraiser because he gets all the information he needs to take out the remaining few kills, but he is going to be taken out by situation, and skills is going to be final landing the final kill, and they are going to be going in for the defuse. 7th round coming out of the board for the side of Global Esports, and what a time for that to come in, because I can now welcome my friend Aggravation back on the board, who's now back in action. Had a little bit of a network issue.
Yes, and it is down to a 40.
Season 1 powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen. And after such an amazing map number 1 and a beautiful showing of skill coming on down from the side of Team Valor, the main thing that I'm kind of working around is the fact that, hey, how will the side of Team Valor try and bring it back in map number 2 point? And let's head on down over to the map video screen to talk a little bit more and expect what we can expect coming on down from the side of Team Valor, because the main thing in my eyes is that Team Valor, they have a lot to prove moving on down to the home map of the side of Global. Ascent being a map which is purely based upon map control, will the side of Team Valor be able to take the entire map away from the side of Team Global Esports, or will they just falter under the pressure that Global is going to be putting on them moving on down forward?
Although you can consider that like a controllable map, but at the same time, we have seen these explosive plays coming out from various teams before, where you just like come out of your shell and you just go into side, you just take control. It's mostly about execution, in my opinion. When you're on the attacker side, you go in for these really rushed out executions. You hold down the side to block out vision. There's smoke, like I've said a million times before. You go in with those with the proper information. You take out the side by storm, and you don't play it slow. The more you play it slow and ascend, the more it gives the defenders the time to come in with that flank, to come in with that extra information. And honestly, that is going to be really detrimental to you if you second guess yourself
on the map of Ascend against a team like Global Esports, it is going to cost you dearly. But at the same time, Team Valor, we've seen their aim. We've seen their aim prowess and their map awareness and their their spatial awareness. Whenever somebody's coming near them, they seem to be sensing it. They seem to have their spidey senses on point. They know exactly when they're near, and they seem to be popping off. Because Pixel, we've seen him being Pixel for perfect, and we've seen the game just prove to be a god at Jet. And if that gameplay is going to be coming through on the map of Ascend, Global Esports is going to be on a run for their money.
That is for sure. And honestly speaking, Global, the fact that they're able to be so oppressive when it comes down to their map control and the way they execute a lot of their strategies on Ascent in particular, on the side of Valor, they need to be very careful because there are going to be a lot of combo plays we can expect coming on down from the side of Global. And the primary thing that I really want to see is Hellranger on that Phoenix. You know for a fact how much I love Hellranger on the Phoenix. He just goes on in, pops a couple of heads, throws out a flash, and somehow, some shape or form, gets his run it back in like less than 2 rounds. No one else can do that unless it's Hellranger. That's how good he is. He can IGL, he can play the Phoenix, and he can control the entire flow of the match just by being on that one specific character. That's how dangerous things are going to be moving on down forward. And now with this, the main thing that I really want to see is a couple of different strategies from the side of Team Valor. Because if Team Valor go in for comfort and go in for the exact same strat as the side of Global, things could go really horribly wrong for them unless they're very much careful. And it feels as though GE, they're going in for something spicy. A breach pickup on the map of Ascent?
Oh, Lightning Pass is going to go for an Astro Abrasive. This is going to be really, really fun because Astro is going to be putting up those smokes to block out information. And Hellranger, although, yes, he's amazing on that Phoenix, but at the same time, that's a really good trade-off there. He's got those really toxic, really cancerous flashes. You never see those breach flashes coming in. And if it is any player who can bring the fullest potential out of Breach, it is going to be Hellranger. So I'm really excited for this one because we're seeing decent, really, really good, and not even decent, really good lineups coming from both sides. We're seeing a Cypher, which is a really strong character, at least in my opinion, on the map of Ascend. We're going to be seeing a Cypher on the side of Team Valor, and they're really proficient with it. They know how to extract that right amount of information with a Cypher. At the same time as Global Esports with a breach on Hellranger. So they are in for a little bit of a trouble and a little bit of some spicy flash action.
Honestly, at this stage, after those recent breach buffs, I've been really looking forward to seeing a breach come on down finally from one of the teams. And the fact that it's going to be GE being the one to bring it on down to the table, that's where the real fun is about to start already, ladies and gentlemen, because you do need to remember something. That now that GE are holding on down onto a breach, yeah, a lot more of these different lunky, or let's say much more spicy playstyles could be going on down through, especially with a lot of the recent buffs, because now Breach can flash himself down into a site. He doesn't really have to flash only his teammates, because now his weapon flow time has been really reduced after he does pop off one flash. And also now that his aftershock is a lot more longer, it's a lot more wider, it's able to catch down multiple different people. And also his ultimate is just even better as well, Queen, because now before it was previously a cone, and now it's like an absolute square. So there is nowhere that you can hide against the Breach ultimate. And the fact that it will now cover the entirety of the B side and also the A side, you have nowhere to run and you have nowhere to hide. Hellranger, he's coming for you and he's gonna send you into hell.
Honestly, I cannot agree with that more because it is so insane to see those plays coming in. Breach is a really, really good character play, and I have so much fun watching and even playing Breach. And if you're gonna be a really good if you're gonna be a streamer, and you're looking for a few ring lights, you don't even need that. If you're playing Breach, that's all you need. You're coming with those flashes. If you're in the opponent sector against a Breach, why do you need ring lights? Your monitor is there for you. It's got you covered, fam. And it's just gonna be lighting up your screen. I swear.
Oh my god.
It is so much fun though watching Breach play, and a player like Hellranger at that picking up Breach, who is already proficient with his Phoenix flashes. Picking up an agent like Breach is gonna be really fun to watch. But at the same time, let's talk about Team VALOR for a second there, because they also did go in for a little bit of an Astro pick. It is a cheeky little pick coming from both sides, as they're going to be playing around the smokes. No more Brim play anymore. No more all is gold. They're going to be going in for the Astro plays, those Cosmic Device, the Gravity Balls, all those pulls, all those beautiful in-the-moment actions, just supporting their entire teams off to the entire play. And off that, we are going to be going into the first round of the game, as we are going to be seeing a little bit of aggression by Global Esports on a lobby there. A lot of sound has been given out The entire team Valor knows that they're going to be pushing through onto A side, but SK Rossi being super confident there is going to be pushing out into side already. And off the bat, like I said, his screen is going to be super blank as he cannot see anything. That flash is going to be coming in. Stroke gets the first kill on Hell Ranger. 4v5 situation. Not a lot of frags gone out, but SK Rossi is going to be coming in through with a second. Lightning fast getting Buster down. Hunter does try to get SK Rossi out, and it is going to come down to a 2v3 situation. Not a bad place to start off with. Valor can't pull this off, but that information has been given out by the game and Pixels. They know exactly what positions they're going to be holding. Because that turret has given out all the information from Pixel. What do you think is going to be happening in Abrasive? Because it has come down to the post-plan situation.
The shots are going to be going on in, and Pixel, he's going to be one of those people who shouldn't really miss out on those shots. It's going to be a couple of plays coming on down from the side of Lightning Fast, being able to take down Pixel with a couple of jiggles from his end as well. And with that, the game, he's pretty much stuck in an impossible situation. There's not much that he can do. He can go in for one shot, but that's pretty much it. He's going to be sticking the spike, but there is no way he's going to be able to go in for it for long. Skills is going to come on in with that jiggle and then with the swing. Take him on down out, and Twain, I really want to ask you, are you speaking from personal experience? Previously, you didn't have a rig light, so you're always hoping that you can get a breach on your side and then just self-flash yourself every single time? Like, I'm just imagining this situation. Quaint is streaming, he has that one friend and told him just to pick up that breach so he can just self-flash Quaint every single time so he doesn't need to buy a rig light. I like that ideology, Quaint. I really do.
The most efficient setup you can ever get on a budget. Aggressive, I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, but you're seeing such a good gameplays coming in from both sides right now because they're neck and neck. You're seeing their experience coming out on the table right now. It is nothing to be considered as a joke. They're just coming in and popping off the bat. We are going to be seeing a really aggressive push coming by SK Rossi over there. And he knows exactly where Phoenix is. And he knows that he's going to be there. And he's going to be locking on and taking Buster clean off. 4v5 situation already, and the retake has to come in because the bomb plant hasn't gone down, but that retake situation is almost at hand. Aggressive. The bomb plant is going to be coming up as I'm saying it, and Kappa is going to be good for a kill, and it's going to be good for a head tap also. 2v3 situation, and not a lot of health left on Cypher. Not a lot that Valor can do, but they're going to be going for it anyway.
Yeah, at that stage, it's just all about trying to get those skills, trying to get that little bit of an advantage, trying to move on down forward, but it feels as though they're not going to be able to find out much, especially with a lot of the flashes coming on down from the side of Hell Ranger, being able to give them that first initial entry. The aftershock was clean as well, and so was the concussive blast. The fact that he was able to use it down onto the angle of Garden basically just nullifies anyone holding on down inside of the smoke. And a lot of people say that that concussive blast, is a lot more iffy now, primarily because you're not really gonna be able to get that instant kill. But in my eyes, those 60 damage bursts in like 3 bursts is just so good, because now you can deny the position for a lot longer and no one can just stand on down inside of the concussive blast while you are trying to enter down into a side. Because in a lot of the different situations, Jets and let's say other characters can just sit inside of those concussive blasts and just take them down instantly. But moving on down forward on this round in particular, a lot of the pushes are going to be going on down in, and Pixels, he's going to be able to shut down a lot more than we gave him bargain for. And with that, Pixels is going to be able to get a double kill, take it down to even on the map just a little bit for the side of Team Valor. And now in this 3 versus 3 situation, the breach is still very much alive, and easily GE, they can take over this entire side, primarily because the side of Kappa, he still has that owl drone in his favor. It's gonna be able to spot out the game, force out that operator off that different angle, and with that, Buster, he tries to go in for a play, and he's gonna be able to find out Hell Ranger as well. One-way smokes are gonna be going on down through, but that's not what you expect coming on down from the side of SK Rossi. The smoke was just not clean, and Buster, he finds a one-way being set up by SK Rossi.
Honestly, at this point, SK Rossi played himself. He played for the opponent. But at the same time, I love Valor is playing it super safe. They're not aggressing hard at all. They're just getting information and falling back and just playing on that information. They have the spike in that control, and you can see the amount of control they have in their mouse, in their hands right now. The amount of control they have in the entire map. They honestly know when that bomb plant is going to be going down, when that spike plant is going to be going down. And that sound cue is going to be given with 12 seconds left in the clock. SK Rossi not looking good right now. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. He has to clutch it out. The only player left on the playing field, but no stroke. He's going to be denying him that pleasure. And he's going to be taking him clean off, putting the first run onto the board for the side of Valor. But you know, Aggressive, you know that a match is good when you're going to be seeing the third run of full buy coming in from both sides. A full buy, Aggressive. Full shields, full buy. I'm not even sure. They barely went in for utilities.
But these guys are playing so hard off each other. They're getting those kills, they're getting the round wins, and they're just getting the amount of money, the economy that they need to go in for those buys. That is not something that you see every day. You see these players normally go in for a bonus round, but no. They just went in for a full buy, both sides on the third round aggressive. And off that, aggressive is going to be having a little bit of an issue again. And I am going to be taking you to the next round, which is going to be the fourth round on the board. Now off the bat, SK Rossi is going to be getting a beautiful right-click kill with that Blade Storm. Amazing start off to an amazing round by Global Esports right now. They have the control that they need on A side, but at the same time, it is VALOR Gaming we're talking about. They know what they have to do. They know the position that they have to be held, but SK Rossi's not having it. He's not having enough, and he's going to be going for a beautiful kill on Buster, but it's going to be shut down by Hunter instead. 3v4 situation. VALOR could be taking back, but beautiful executes and a beautiful take on the site by Global Esports right now. A cheeky little flank over there by Lightning Pass. He knows that Strokey is going to be coming in with a little bit of a flank, and he is going to be hunting him down, but Lightning Pass is not going to be fast enough, because Strokey sees him out first, and he's going to be taking advantage of that. He's not going to be giving out his head, not today. He's going to be going down short to play with his teammates, and he had to go in for that retake situation, but not a lot that Team VALOR can do. They have the player disadvantage, and they also have the informational disadvantage. There's not really much that you can do, so Strokey knows that. He's going to be going for the kill, tries to manage to get that kill, but no, it's going to be shut down. His friend, his teammate is going to be coming in with a trade, but nonetheless, he's going to be taken down to the last player on the board. Is going to be the game with that operator in his hand. Again, stuck me between a rock and a hard place. Not a lot that can be done by him, and he's going to be waiting for the people to push it, and he's going to be good for one. He's going to be waiting for the second, and he gets a second, just destroying them one after the other. He's going to be super happy right now, not holding a position anymore, just waiting for his teammates to come back onto his side, just the brothers in arms, just, coming back on his side for the next round to be played out. That is going to be the third round, coming in from the side of Global Esports, who's looking super strong right now, but at the same time, VALOR is playing super strategically, and they're predicting Global Esports also well. The only thing they're lacking is a little bit on that execution side. They're going in for those takes, where they're lucking out just a teeny tiny bit. They're just falling short a little bit on that luck, and if that can be come through with, they are honestly going to be starting to get those rounds back together again. But off the bat, we're going to see a really aggressive take by SK Rossi there. He's going to be going into that up trap and that dash in, not having a care in the world about who's going to be inside. He's going to be like, you know what, I'm just going to go on the side, and I'm just going to see who's there. I'm going to take them out. I know my aim. Super confident SK Rossi off the bat is going to be taking B side and holding it down for his team. At the same time, VALOR knows that they have to take action, and Buster with that frenzy is going to be getting a kill on SK Rossi with his ultimate. Can he get a second? But no, it's going to be shut down. Instead, the game is going to be activating himself and takes out skill instead. Not looking good for Team Global Esports right now, because they had the buy, they had the advantage, and Buster just had a frenzy, but he got a kill with that. Strokey is going to be over here on the side of B main. He's just gonna be waiting for somebody to push out. Not a lot that he can do. He's just waiting for every information that he can be getting. But Kappa is gonna be doing that first. He's gonna be going into that Hunter Spirit to understand where everybody is. Lightning Fast, however, is going to be managed to get a head out. Kappa over here, popping off, gets a kill, but it gets until he traded out. Bloodbath going out left, right, and center. A little bit of a whip game coming in from both sides, and down to a 1v2 situation already. 20 health on Strokey, and not a lot that he can do. He has to go in for this clutch. He has to go in with that confidence. He has to go in with his guts. And that sound has been given away. 5 HP, 2 HP on him, in fact. And he is going to be taken out, but not a lot he can do. But he's going to be going in for a kill. He wants a kill at least to make it count before he dies to that spike. But instead, he died to Kappa. And that is going to be the fourth round onto the board for the side of Global Esports. Although this is so pumping, it is so hard to keep up with what Global Esports is bringing for us onto the table right now. They're having so much confidence and so much power with their strategies and with their takes and with how they're going to be executing round after round and just, pulling out the strats that we know Global Esports to be pulling off. They just know what has to be done, and they have that situational awareness and presence that is required to get the rounds into their stride. Strokey is going to be holding a really common angle, and he's going to be spotted out with Aldrin. Not a lot that he can do, and SK Rossi is going to be capitalizing on that and take Strokey out. He's going to be good for a second, and he's feeling hungry. He wants a few more kills, but that Astral Star is going to be coming in, but that is not going to be doing much, because SK Rossi, the man himself, is actually not going to be getting a kill. Instead, he's going to be going down to the Molly, and he is going to be having a sad F moment right now. 3v4 situation, and Lightning Fast holding that market angle, waiting for that cheeky flank to come in. He's waiting for that retake to come in from mid, but that isn't going to be happening because they're all holed up on the defender spawn. There is going to be a flank coming in for the Jet over there, but he's not going to be expecting that. Or is he? And he gets a beautiful kill on Lightning Fast, bringing out a 3v3 situation in spite of the economic disadvantage. He is going to be picking up that gun and going in for the clutch. The game is just activating himself and popping off right now. Global Esports is finding it a little bit difficult to hold down the side, but it is Global Esports we're talking about. They have gotten the information and they're going to be capitalizing on it. Hellranger gets a kill and Kappa gets a second and third. The third one is going to be coming from Hellranger, who knows exactly where Pixel is. Fifth round on the side of Global Esports, looking super strong right now. And although Team VALOR is putting up a strong fight, they're just falling short towards the ends of the rounds. They have to be picking up the pace just a little bit and holding back just a little bit. Not a lot that they can do, but really, it is honestly down to the raw aim game they're bringing onto the board for us and a little bit on the ability usage too. They have to start using their abilities a little bit more, but their flanks are getting a little bit predictable. And we are going to be going into a pause time over here, maybe a few minor difficulties, technical difficulty, along with our own caster grades have gone off. They're going to be having a few difficulties of their own. Probably network, probably keyboard and mouse, could be anything at any time. You've seen so many things going wrong. But let's talk about how Global Esports is holding sites down so well, but at the same time, they're just going to be getting that information without even stepping out of their holes. They're not even going to be stepping out of their corners. They're just going to be using their abilities. Silver's going to be using their recon darts, the L drones to get out whatever piece of information he can. And he's just going to be capitalizing on it. And he's going to be throwing all that information to his team. So his team picks it up and just starts fragging left, right, and center. This is exactly what we're still going to be seeing as Kappa goes in with that owl drone to get out any information he can from B side. But nobody's going to be coming into his vision right now, as they're going to be all holed up, just waiting for Global Esports to be pushing in. Global Esports taking it a little slower this round, not rushing in as aggressively as they were before, because VALOR, again, is going to be on a buy round, and they know that. They're not going to be risking it because they've gone face up against VALOR's aim, and they know how good VALOR's aim can be. But it is going to be a cheeky play coming in for the side of Global Esports over there, but there are only two players hold up right now, and SK Rossi is going to be landing, managing to land a beautiful spray with that fly coming in from there. Skills is going to be good for a second, gets Hunter down and took, honestly, Global Esports has took Team VALOR by storm, and they did not see it coming. They did not see the flanks coming because they played around those utilities and those smokes so well, and they never expected them to like stewie it and just push those smokes and play around them. But honestly, you should have expected that because it is Team Global Esports. We're talking about Team VALOR are not looking really strong right now. They can't really do much. They don't really have a lot of options to play around with. They don't really have the tools or the confidence to play around with right now because they're on a player disadvantage and they don't want to let go of that operator. The game's so good with the operator, has to hold down to it, but Buster feeling really confident is going to be going into that kill, but instead Lightning Fast is going to be getting it. The game knows that he can't really do much anymore because his teammate has gone down and he has to save that operator. He's going to be dashing out onto B lobby over there just to wait out, just to get exit frags, and he's going to be getting a first kill on Kappa over there. He's just good at exit frags at this point, but Lightning Fast just hop in his way into B lobby, takes out the game with a right click from that classic. 6th round on the board, and Global Esports is coming into a really good sweep right now. They're just sweeping VALOR, Team VALOR under the rug, and not a lot that Team VALOR can be doing to keep up with that action because Global Esports is looking so good right now, and we've seen them coming out with insane strats, but they're sticking to their basics. They're sticking to their core basics and they're sticking to their teamwork. They're putting down their smokes and they're playing around it. They're giving out the information to this team, and it's almost like it's a hive mind. Global Esports is just one unit, and that is all you need in Valorant. Once you get that hive mind situation going on, there's nothing that can top you because it is not 5 individual players anymore. It is one monstrous behemoth of a team going up against 5 individual players. But VALOR honestly has their stuff together, and they're not so bad either. They're looking really strong, but they're choking just a little bit towards the end. But Hunter, as I'm saying, that is going to be good for 1 kill. Tries to go in for the second, but Skills is going to be shutting him down for that Phantom. Not a good economy coming in from them. They don't really have the guns to fight them off, but it's still going to be a 2v3 situation. The player advantage is going to be on side of Team VALOR. They're so good on the eco round. They're so good with their aim, but their ability usage is going to be lacking just a teeny tiny bit. Hellranger is going to be picking up 1 kill, bringing it down to a 2v2 situation, and the bomb plant is going to be going down. That retake situation is going to be set up, and Pixels and his teammate, his brother in arm, the game over there, the top fragger himself, has to go in for that clutch, but they're not going to be shying away from a challenge because they have the guns to face that adversity. They're going to be going in to take those picks out. They know where they are. They know that they're gonna both gonna be holed up in boathouse, but that ultimate is gonna be coming in, but misses Pixel clean, but Pixel also misses at the same time. The game is gonna be picking up that Slag, gets 1 kill. It is down to 1v1 situation. All he has to do is play around that wall and get Hellranger clean up his feet, and if he gets that, and that is exactly what he does, and that is gonna be the second run on the board for Team VALOR. Beautifully played by the game. The top fragger of the team himself is just gonna be activating himself and popping up. So much action coming onto the screen for us, and really hard to keep up, especially solo. You guys have to understand this is really hard to do, but at the same time, this is so exciting, and the blood through my veins are just pumping. 6-2 right now, and Team VALOR, although they're looking super strong, they're coming in good retakes, and honestly holding down the side really well, going in for good fallbacks at the same time. Global Esports is a behemoth and a unit, like I said. They can't really do much against them. Those beautiful takes, they plan down at the right time, they go in, they clear the site, they get overconfident sometimes, but not now. It's the good thing about Global Esports is, off the bat, they never underestimate their team. Only towards the end, when they reset 12 round, do they get a little bit overconfident, not even overconfident, they go in for that really quick last round to just take it onto their side because they don't want to dilly-dally. They want to be facing, but Buster, being super confident, just going with his ult and managed to land a kill on Hellranger, and he's going to be falling back because he does have his ultimate that is going to be coming into his advantage. Brings it down to a 4v4. A good positioning coming in from Jet under heaven there, and that is really spammable, kind of dangerous. And but Buster is not going to be going in for that spam. Instead, he knows he is going to be going for that spam. Instead, he knows that he's going to be holed up under heaven, but Lightning Fast is going to be capitalizing on that information given out. Goes up and takes out the game. SK Rossi with beautiful spams coming through, gets a wallbang kill on Buster, bringing it down to a 2v3 situation, but that audio cue has been given out, and that Nano Swarm is going to be coming into play. Strokey playing around his teammate, waits for SK Rossi to push out and gets that kill down, but that also is going to be meaning that he's going to be going in for a second kill, and that gives him the information, that gives Hunter the information to possibly clutch this round, but there's only so much you can do when a team like Global Esports double peaks you. Really, really well played out. And I'm loving what they're bringing out so far. And that is going to be the 7th round onto the board for Global Esports. Team VALOR is just so beautifully taking those rounds and taking those retakes. But they have to understand that they're not supposed to be pushing in alone. They're pushing in a bit too alone, and they're giving away their information way too much. And a player like SK Rossi, he can read through the map. He knows exactly where you are with the slightest footstep given out. Off the bat, the game, however, is going to be taking a really, really aggressive, or really confident and cheeky peek down mid there, and Buster just being super aggressive, pushes out from that smoke and gets a kill on Hellranger. It's almost as if Buster is out for Hellranger. He always gets the first frag, and it's always Hellranger. I feel bad for Hellranger at this point. At this point, it's just like, why is it always him? Why is it always me? But nonetheless, we're going to be seeing Lightning Fast holding an aggressive angle down B lobby. They're down mid lobby over there, and the game knows that there's going to be somebody pushing. Oh no! That information has been given out. That is all the game that is all that he needed. And that Astral Farmer is going to be coming wrong time, and the game is going to be capitalizing on that and get the kill down. 4v2 situation looking really good right now. Team VALOR could be pulling this off, and not a lot that Global Esports can be doing. A kill has come down from Boathouse, but Strokey has all the information in the world that he needs to get a kill, but Kappa is going to be peeking along with his teammate Killjoy over there. That does mean that kill is going to be coming in. Kappa doesn't have a lot of health on him, and it's going to be having to play with Killjoy and his turrets and the information that he gets out. Pixels and the game has to clutch out this round, all up to them, because they do have the guns that they need to take out the round. But that wallbang is going to be coming in, but that also means that they can play around that, and that also means that is going to be giving away Kappa enough information to play around it. He goes in for a kill, goes in for the second, and he managed to get the second. Beautiful aim positioning by Kappa over there. Managed to find his crosshair onto the bodies and the heads of his opponents and takes them right down like the Japanese god that he is. Just beautifully played with that Oni Phantom, and I love how he plays. His aim is honestly godlike, and I could not have asked for a better round. They're going in for those retakes, they're going for the plus situations, and Global Esports is coming out on top. Like I said, Team VALOR is just slipping up towards the end, where they need to pick up the slack just a teeny tiny bit, but that is where they're falling short. But with that being said, Abrasive is going to be back onto the desk with us for a little more action going on.
Yeah, a little bit of technical difficulties from my end, ladies and gentlemen. I'm extremely sorry about that, but the action is just not gonna stop there. It's gonna be SK Rossi coming on down in fast. He's gonna be looking at the first initial pick up, but Hunter is gonna be the one to shut him down almost immediately. Down with that Sheriff. Hunter is gonna be good for 2, but he's not gonna be good for more than that. Instead, it's gonna be Hellranger coming on down from the silence to get 1 more. And it's gonna be Lightning Flag just tapping pixels into the next dimension almost immediately. Buster though, with that Sheriff is gonna be good for 1. And the real question is, will it be good for a couple more as well? Because now this is gonna be going on down to a 2 versus 2 situation. Not really much that they can do. And Lightning Fast is gonna be the first initial person who spots out Buster and using that Astral Star at a gravity well. He's gonna be the one to push him on down in, but Buster, he just gets the sliding kill down with the Lightning Fast. That's just gonna hurt quite a lot. That's gonna be a massive blow. The running back goes on through. 1 on the left, 1 on the right. The shots are gonna be going on in, and Capo, we call the clutch minister for a reason. This is gonna be the side of Global Esports taking it around by the horns and taking it back in their favor. Team Valor. That was an eco round coming out from them, but the fact that they got so close, they could have closed this one out, but the communication at the very end was just an utter breakdown. But Buster, that sliding kill is something that we will always remember.
Honestly, Team Valor is looking super strong. They go in for really good retakes, and they really try to hold it down when the push is going to be coming in. And in the beginning, they're looking like a total unit, and that hive mind scenario is there. That hive mind thing is going on, where all the information coming in from the minds of all the players is going to be given out. But at the same time, towards the end, they just start giving it up. They just start slipping, and it feels like there's ice under their feet and under their feet, and they just start slipping. And like I said, speaking of ice, SK Rossi is going to be a stone cold, ice cold killer, and it's going to be just updrafting and getting a beautiful tap game going on. But at the same time, Buster is not going to be having any of that, and he's going to be saying like, no, I'm going to be stopping you right there. It's going to be peeking out, and it's going to be going after that kill, and he does get that kill. And it is going to be down to a 3v4 situation. Skills coming in for the cheeky flank over there is going to be shot down by Hunter. Not a lot that Valor can do, but they're going to be trying giving it their all. The Cosmic Divide is going to be coming in, stopping information, but the wrong angle being held is going to mean that a lot of kills are going to be going down. 1v2 situation already, and 50 seconds of the clock. The spy hasn't been planted, but it's still in the hands of Hellranger. Pixel be completely flashed, nothing he can do, but he does spot out Hellranger. He's going to be capitalizing on that 6 bullets in his gun right now. He's going to be playing with his utilities and not his guns. He's going to be trying to go in for the kill, and does get that kill. But he's also going to be shut down by Hunter. Aggressive, amazing round coming from Valor, but at the same time, Global Esports so strong, so aggressive, and so coordinated. Exactly what Valor should be afraid of. Valor is putting up a really good and godlike gameplay, but towards the end, they're slipping up a little bit. They're just falling short of that coordination. They're becoming a little greedy, going in for those kills and being picked up 1v1. They should be going in as a team, and we should be playing around their ultimate. Their abilities. Because they're good with their abilities. The only problem is, towards the end, they're not good with the situational abilities. However, what they do have is their aim, and that is what we're getting to see right now as they just manage to bring their rounds back because of their raw aim skill.
Completely agree with you. Team Valor, they're able to take a lot of the engagements down onto their own home turf, but at the same time, we already saw a couple of misplays coming on down from the side of GE as well. That Cosmic Divide, not really something that you expect coming on down from the members of GE. They're going to be the ones being in a little bit of a Hail Mary situation as well, because now Valor, they need to go in for a push down towards that B side. A lot of information being given away, and with so many members holding on down to the back end, they need to get these kills, and Hunter's gonna be the first one giving a kills down on the cap. A couple of shots are gonna be raining on in. So much utility being used from the side of Hellranger. He's just throwing it in the left, he's just throwing it in right. He's throwing everything other than that kitchen sink at the side of Team Valor, ladies and gentlemen, because now this is a 4 versus 5 situation with the rush coming on down soon enough down towards that B side. The push could be coming on down soon, but at the same time, it feels as though Valor, they want to play it slow, they want to play it smart. They're gonna be like, hey, we painted a lot of utility down towards that B side. We can easily go in for a rotation down to the other. And Hellranger, he just catches Pixels with his pants down. Takes him out with a well-placed headshot straight to the face. And with that, it's going to be 4 versus 4 on the map already once more. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to hurt even more because now you lost out your Astra before you were even able to enter down into a side. And for the side of GE, they're still going to be happy they have that Astra in their arsenal.
Yeah, and honestly, although this is the first round, and Astra is a really important part of your entire team, because without that Astra, you don't have the situational smokes that you need, and Lightning Fast is exactly doing that, helping his teammates out and giving away the blockage that they need to stop Valor from peeking in, to just being to stop them from being a little nosy and just understanding where they are. 10 seconds on the clock. Aggressive,
10
and the bomb plan
seconds
hasn't, the spike plan hasn't come in, and they have to go in for that. And that is going to be coming in right now from Hunter as he goes in for the plan, and the post plan is going to be coming in. Strokey with a little bit of a sneaky gameplay coming over here. Not a lot of sound given out, and that is going to be coming into his advantage. And he gets the first kill on Skills. He's looking for a second. He's hungry right now, but he doesn't have a lot of health on his side. He has to be going in for that kill. Lightning Fast playing really securely, very safely. Not a lot that he can do because he has 37 points of health, but he does have that ghost on his side. He is going to be trying to go in for that kill, but no, Hunter is going to be shutting him down as Lightning Fast, just not fast enough. And Hunter being a little faster is going to be getting that kill on the Lightning Fast, putting the 4th round onto the board for the side of Team VALOR. Amazing gameplay coming from both sides, aggressive, and there's so much that I want to say right now, but no energy left in me. I am loving what I'm seeing so far.
Honestly, Team VALOR, they're playing it down so beautifully. A lot of their different engagements that you would expect them to lose out on, they're able to play down to their strengths, that they're able to take a lot of these isolated 1v1s against the side of GE. And the fact that GE are actually giving these isolated 1v1s over to the side of Team VALOR is the biggest question mark in my eyes, because GE, they're a team that love to play it a lot more defensively, not really overpeaking their corners, but instead it's gonna be Pixels with a beautiful white swing and a tap to the forehead. Rossi, he just probably fell out of his chair after that happened, but at the same time, Lightning Fast, he gets a revenge kill. He does the Ferrari. He's gonna be able to take down another one for himself as well. And with that, it's all but over for the side of GE, ladies and gentlemen. This eco round down for their side is not going to be working out in their favor, because now Strokey, he's going in for a couple of shots, and if he actually is able to get this kill, things could just be a little bit more in their favor, but instead it's going to be the side of GE taking it down to a 4 versus 3 situation, playing for the trade. This is what you would expect. And look at Buster's positioning. He's going to be good for 1. He's easily going to be a good for 2. And he's good for 3 as well. And with that, Buster, he's able to mow everyone down and bust down the doors of GE and be like, FBI, open up! We're going to be coming on in. We're going to be the ones to take this round away in our favor. 5 and 9 on the scorecards already. And with that, the side of Team VALOR, they're able to get that second breath and that second win that they needed. But honestly speaking, Quain, this looks exactly like what happened back in the map fight.
Exactly, you're not even wrong. That's exactly what I was gonna be pointing out, because global esports started dominating towards the beginning. Then VALOR just went like, no, you're not gonna be having that. We're still Team VALOR. We still have our VALOR on our side and our pride to not let away, and they're gonna be starting to bring those rounds back. We know Team VALOR just looked global esports in the eyes and just went like, you know what? We know you're having a good time. We know you're having a really good round, but no, we're gonna be shutting you down. And that is exactly what the game was trying to be doing with that aggressive pick over there. He just gets that kill, just locks on, and he just shuts down that aggression coming in from Jet over there. 1-1 trade coming in from both sides right now. Could go into any side. Full buy rounds from both sides, but Skills just having the better positioning, and Strokey not checking that corner does mean that he's going to be going down to the hands of Skills. 3v4 situation in a minute, 10 seconds of the clock. The spike had to be planted somewhere, and they have to get control somewhere. They're not going to do that at all, but Lightning Fast is going to be peeking that, is going to be jiggle peeking that, waiting for them to come in, and he's going to be telling their teammate, he's going to be telling his teammates that they're going to be coming in for that push on B side. I'm just going to be buying you some time with my Astral Stars, but you guys have to come in and help me out, and that is exactly what is going to be happening as Kappa comes in to help his teammate out, his sole Astro over there. But his Team VALOR, if you're talking about, they're going to be going into the unit, they're going to be going into the team, but they're not going to be playing guard this time. Right time, and Lightning Fast is going to be capitalizing on that. He gets their 2-week. He's going to be going in for the 4th. He's hungry, and he wants that kill, but the game is going to be turning the tables right now and gets the kill on Kappa instead. Lightning Fast is going to be trying to come up with that classic tap game going on, but no. The game is going to be doing that to him instead. However, Skills is going to be coming in with that flank, with that backstab, and it's going to be shutting him down, putting the 10th round onto the board for Team Global Esports. A little too much overconfidence coming there from the side of Team VALOR. They rushed in a bit too early, and they weren't holding the right angles at the right time. They went in as a team, but they didn't clear the corners as a team.
Yeah, that's just gonna hurt quite a lot, because for the side of Team VALOR, they had all the advantages, but at the same time, Lightning Fast, he's like an absolute anchor holding down the side. I always talk about this, and whenever we have a player spotlight, I always say that whenever there is a person known as Lightning Fast holding down a side, you better just put your tail between your legs and go down to the other side, because taking out Lightning Fast when he is in his element, when he's the one controlling the pace of a lot of these engagements, you are never going to win out against him. And that's exactly what happened. Lightning Fast showed us what exactly he's capable of and what exactly he can do, but at the same time, Buster, yeah, he's just on another level. He can just go in for those shots. He can go in for those plays. It's going to be Hellraiser being able to get that trade, but still already they're down when it comes down to man advantage. But the shots are going to be going on in. And for the side of Team Valor, they're more than happy. They can easily take it all the way down for their side. And Hellraiser, he doesn't have a gun in his hand. Turns around on the other side, and instead it's going to be Strokey putting a bullet into his skull. A beautiful lurk from the side of Strokey. And Buster coming in with the running back. I think it's over for the side of GE, ladies and gentlemen.
It's just sneaky plays coming out left, right, and center from both teams aggressive, and it's not even ability at this point. They're coming in with plays that nobody's expecting, and it's so random that it's beautifully fun to watch. Like, Pass is just gonna be flexing just a teeny tiny bit there without backwards being up. He knows he's the last one standing, but he knows that he can go in for that clutch. He's just gonna be a little confident right now. He does have a gun on him. He knows he can go in for a few exit frags, and that is exactly what he's going to be setting up for. He's not going to be giving away any information because that Cypher trap is going to be setting up. Is going to be set up there, and Cypher is still in play right now, so you can't really be aggressive at all. He is, however, going to be holding down that A main position, waiting for somebody to push in. But little does he know that Buster is going to be coming in with a flank. If he doesn't turn around at the right time, he's going to be losing his head to Buster. Oh. Honestly, Buster could have gone in for the knife, but I'm so glad he didn't because the lightning fast would have been destroyed. Yeah, good sportsmanship coming from lightning fast over there. That would have been so heartbreaking for lightning fast over there. I'm honestly not sure why he never expected that backstab coming in. Like, honestly, it's so long, so much time given away. You would normally expect a backstab to be coming in, but I feel like it's just a little bit of a comms game going on where he's just like sitting on his chair, waiting for somebody to push in, and he's just going, like, he's just having like a little bit of a banter with his team. That is probably what he got dragged into. And sadly, he's going to be losing his life to that little bit of banter too.
Main thing that now the side of GE need to try and stabilize is their economy. Their economy has taken a massive hit. They're going to be the ones holding it down with a couple of sheriffs in their hands, going in for a couple of shots. But the fact that SK Rossi went in that aggressive, he was not expecting that push to happen. Instead, it's going to be Hunter coming in with the side jiggle swing, being able to take him on down. And with that, that's already the first member going on down from the side of GE. And it feels as though GE, there feels to be a massive disconnect from the plays that they are making. They're going in for a couple of shots, they're going in for a couple of plays, but that's much more than that. Pixel spots out lightning fast, but that's pretty much it. He's not going to be able to get more than that. Going in for a couple of shots, but lightning fast! He's just too good with that sheriff. He's going to be able to one-tap him out of existence. He's looking for one more, probably getting a kill down on a Buster as well. Going for a couple of taps. He knows for a fact he's holding on down from the other side. But Strokey, he's like that OG lurker. If you don't keep tabs on him, if you don't know where he's coming from, he's going to backstab you and take you by complete surprise. Strokey, he's coming on down for one more. The game's going to be good for one, and Strokey, he's going to be good for his last. And with that, that's going to be 7 and 10 on the scorecards already, ladies and gentlemen. And then once again, this is deja vu to what happened in map number 1. And this could happen once again in map number 2.
And true, like I said before, Ascend honestly is neither defender-sided and nor is it attacker-sided. It honestly depends upon which one you're more comfortable with. This is a really balanced map, and depending upon whichever side you're comfortable with, you'll start getting rounds more and more on your comfy side. And that is going to be the attacker side for Team VALOR over here, but that is not the common case. And normally you see these teams going for these beautiful defense side plays, where you just hold down the sides, come in with those beautiful rotates, and just hold down the sides at like completely hard. Team VALOR, however, is going to be a little smart. Going to be pulling off a little smart play over there as they know that SK Rossi keeps pushing. And that's Cloudburst is going to be giving it away, but they're not going to be pushing at all. Buster, along with his teammate Astro over there, are going to be going down mid to try to get a little bit of a mid control situation going on. But there is none that is going to be showing their heads. They're going to be playing out super slow and super safe. A minute, 10 seconds on the clock aggressive, and not a lot of aggression is coming out from either side. It's going to be really lurky, really sneaky plays coming out from both sides right now. Nobody's giving out any information, but the gunfires are coming out. At the same time, Global Esports is just going to be like, where are the gun sounds coming from? What is happening? Nobody's giving out any information, and they have no idea where they're going to be pushing, and nobody's peeking. Nobody's, even though it's taking so long, aggressive, by this time, normally you would just pop your head out. You're like, hey, hold up, where are they? What's taking them so long? But that first kill is going to be coming from Buster as he peeks finally and gets that first kill on lightning fast. That does mean that the Killjoy has to fall back because he doesn't have a lot of option. He's going to be solo over there, and that teammate is not going to be coming to whack him up, and they have to fall back. 5v4 situation aggressive. What do you think is going to be happening? Because there's not a lot of time left for Team VALOR.
Honestly speaking, Buster, he has such a massive brain. Knowing the fact that Lightning Fast is going to be holding on down from that side is just so beautiful. And the fact that all the members of the side of of GE are actually playing for time instead of opting to go in for frags. This is just so beautiful because now with only 12 seconds left on the clock, they don't really have a lot of choices. They need to go in for a side push. They need to go in for a play right here and right now. There's not really a lot of time. 5 seconds left on the clock. Shots are going to be going in left. Shots are going to be going in right. And it's going to be SK Rossi with a dash in and a beautiful headshot straight to the face of Pixels to send him back down towards the side of attacker side at spawn. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the 11th round on the board for the side of GE. And the fact that they used all their abilities not to engage but to slow down a lot of the pushes, understanding that, hey, Team Valor, they like to play it slow whenever they're on the map of Ascent. They played down for the stall potential. And I love this level of anti-strat coming on down from the side of GE. Understanding that, hey, if Team Valor like to play it slow, we're not going to be the ones to go in for a push. We're going to use all of our abilities to instead slow them down, cause them to second guess themselves, and as soon as they want to go in for a push, we throw everything other than the kitchen sink at them and then just slow them down every single time. That's exactly what happened. You already seen Hellranger going in for a beautiful rolling thunder, shuts any form of a push that could be coming on down from the side of market, and with that the time was already over and it's just going to be another round for the side of GE.
At the same time, Akurase, you don't see a lot of these held up plays coming in from the attackers. Normally, you see these players just going in, storming inside, being super confident, especially these newer teams. But it honestly goes to show the players of Team Valor have so much experience on their side that because they know the amount of how it pays off to be a little bit slower sometimes, how it pays off to take it at your own pace, take it at your own speed time and going a little slower, just playing around with their information. And Team Valor knows exactly that because of their illustrious experience that they have in the entire esports industry. And that is exactly what is going to be paying off for them, as Kappa is going to be taken out by Buster at an inopportune moment where he goes in for that recon dart, but he's going to be taken out. The game going in for a second frag does get taken out by Hellright and Ranger instead. 3v4 situation going on, but as I'm saying that, SK Rossi is going to be pulling out his Blaze and is going to be landing one straight into his head. Going in for a second on stroking there. Nothing is going to be stopping SK Rossi right now except Hunter, I guess, because he pulls out that Vandal and stops him in his track. However, that information is going to be given out and he's already on 15 points of health. Aggressive, not a lot he can do in 13 seconds on the clock. He has to get a move going on, but he knows he has to play it, say 15 HP, but the opponents don't know that. He's going to be playing that to his advantage. Really cheeky plays coming out, and he's going to be trying to go in for at least a kill before he goes down like a hero, but Skills is going to be shutting him down, putting the 12th round onto the board for Global Esports. And with that, the match point is going to be coming into play. Aggressive, what do you think is going to be happening? God, Team Valor does have the skills, but at the same time their confidence is just being crushed with that 12th round and the match point coming into play.
Yeah, with match point things could just go horribly wrong, and once again this feels like exactly what happened in map number 1. It was on a 7 and 12 scoreline. Suddenly Team Valor came on back and took it down to a 9 and 12, and then they lost out. You guys can call this scripted, but at the same time, we don't script it that big. This is what the teams are playing at, and that's a little bit confusing to say the very least. But at the same time, hey, if it works, don't fix it, because now Team Valor, they're looking to play a little bit more down towards the side of map control. But the fact that Buster, he's playing by himself down towards the angle of market, especially with the Phoenix, a little bit of a question mark in my eyes. He's going to be calling the game as some form of backup, so the push is going to be going on down. Slowly but surely, they're going to be making that push happen, but the alarm bot's going to be able to spot it on down. With that first initial spot going on through, that's going to be the key ticket that they need for the side of GE to go in for a possible Hunter's Fury from the side of Kappa, or it could be a Hunter's Fury coming on down from the side of Hunter, trying to hunt the other Hunter. But at the same time, it feels as though Hellranger is going to be the Hunter instead, being able to take down the game. It's going to be Skills coming on down onto the side of Buster as well, busting down his stores instead of him busting down theirs. And with that, 7-12 on the scorecards, and then a 3 versus 5 situation. Things look dark for the side of Valor, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't think so they're going to be able to clutch this round out unless my Caster's Curse starts to work really hard on them.
Oh my god, and your Caster's Curse is really infamous, but Global Esports is going to be shutting them down. Kappa getting a 2k, and that last kill is going to be coming in from Hunter.
Oh, no.
But Hunter is going to be getting the kill of SK Rossi, but Kappa just knows exactly where he is and points his Hunter's Fury in the right direction and takes him right out. Beautifully played by Global Esports, and congratulations to them. But before that, I honestly want to say that Team Valor put up such a Valorant fight, such a beautiful skill set coming in from the side of Team Valor, because they did not back down and they just knew what to do when, even against a godlike team like Global Esports. But at the same time, Global Esports is what they are. They know their strategies, they know their stuff, they have the experience to back it up. And they're going to be showing that to us. And on the scoreboard, we're going to be seeing
20 kills, and SK Rossi, the top fragger himself, the aim god himself, shows us exactly what he can do with a Blade Storm. And I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that crispy moment to come out where he brings out his Blade Storms, just lands those headshots clean into those skulls. But anyway, we are going to be continuing this conversation as we go into the match highlights, and I'll let Aggressive take over as he missed out on a lot of the action because of his network issues. He's going to be taking you through all the highlights and telling you what he thinks about it.
Thank you for the mic, Quain. And in my eyes, primarily the main thing that I want to talk about is the consistency coming down from the side of Team VALOR. The fact that they were able to take a lot of the rounds in their favor. Yes, it was really based upon their raw aim, but they showcased a lot of strategy as well. And I'm really hoping that going up against the side of GE, they're able to take this down as a learning experience, because it feels as though at the very end, the entirety of GE, they started playing together more as a team, while for the side of Team VALOR, they started spreading out a lot more. They were playing in those 1-versus-1 situations or those 1-versus-2 situations when they had no business winning out in a lot of those different engagements. I understand that the side of Team VALOR wanted to play purely based upon map control and the map of Ascent in particular, understanding that, hey, that's the game plan coming on down from the side of GE, but the fact that they did not even go in for one fast rush in this entire matchup was the biggest question mark in my eyes. They should have gone in for a couple of different playstyles, couple of different strats to keep the side of GE on their toes, because the fact that they were constantly going in for these lurks, constantly going in for these different plays on their own attacking side, it just basically meant that, hey, this is a very telegraphed strategy from the side of Team VALOR, and the fact that they don't have that level of flash and utility that our Breach brings down to the table, we can easily play against them and stall them out every single time. Whenever you're playing versus a Breach, it's very crucial that you never play for the long haul, because as soon as you play for the long haul, you're going to run out of time so quickly that there is no way you're going to be able to get yourselves down into the side if the Breach is able to save all of his utility to go in for those proper engagements. And since that is exactly what the side of Hellranger did. He saved all of his utility, waited for the push to come on down from the side of Team VALOR before he dumped everything down onto the server. And that's exactly what you would expect. The Breach is there to stall when on the side of defense. There are two strats for the Breach. Either you play super aggressive or you go in for that stall. And when it came down to the side of GE, they played for the stall, knowing the tendencies of the side of Team VALOR. They knew for a fact that if they went in for a push, Team VALOR would be able to shut them down instantly.
Ooh, honestly, in my opinion, Breach is kind of like Viper if you know how to play him properly on every map. Because each map has their unique agents, and you know how to use them against those walls, against those four closed walls holding you in. You know how to use those agents. It is going to be playing out to your advantage. And Breach is one of those players that you have. It's really advantageous to use a Breach on the map of Ascent, because you have those so many walls to play around that once you get those flashes coming in, it is really beautiful to watch. And Kappa at the same time, honestly, was popping off. He was getting the right information at the right time. He was being the information broker. Although that is Cypher, he just picked up that role, was becoming that information broker. He was getting all the info that he needed, throwing it at his team, and his team was just playing around it. Beautiful gameplay coming from both sides. But look at Hellranger popping off this concussor over there. He was using his utilities at the proper time. And honestly, once you use a Breach properly, you're like a fortress. You don't have to do anything. You just leave Breach on a site, and also he holds the fort down. That is exactly what we got to see on our Breach from the side of Global Esports over there. And they just had their experience come through, just shine out for us and just show us what it actually means to be a part of Global Esports, to be a part of a hive mind, to be a part of the team that is known as one of the best out there. And honestly, this was a beautiful match coming from both sides, because Team VALOR at the same time, really good skills and really good showmanship at the same time coming out from Team VALOR, because they had the aim game, they had the ability to use it, but at the same time, although they had all of that, the only problem was they started slipping towards the end. They take a beautiful round, they take a beautiful site, but towards the end, they just start slipping up. It feels like they become a little uncoordinated towards the end. I feel like it is because of the presence of Global Esports, because sometimes that happens when you see a really high tier team and you just want to go up against that team as hard as you want. Sometimes you just lose your nerve just a little bit, but really well played by Team VALOR over there.
I completely agree with you. And the fact that Team VALOR were able to put the side of GE against the wall in a couple of different rounds just goes to show that they are a team with a lot of promise, and they are a team that can improve and take down these titans as well. The way that Buster was playing all over the map, and the fact that Pixel was feeding himself so much when it comes down to his raw aim game, just goes to show that this team, they're a force to be reckoned with down the line as well, because you do need to consider something. Team VALOR, the only reason they lost was primarily due to their predictability in the way they take a lot of their engagements. You would expected VALOR to be a little bit more adaptive when it comes down to a lot of strategies coming on down from the side of GE. They didn't really try and bring in a different strat to try and counteract a lot of these pushes that were coming on down from them. That's what's really hurt them a lot moving on down onto a lot of these different engagements. And the fact that GE were able to capitalize on the mistakes being made by the side of Team Valor was one of the primary reason that and that was one of the primary reasons why things just became a lot more harder for the side of Team Valor. And hopefully, in due time, the side of Team Valor are going to be able to come back stronger because when you consider the group standings, it's just not really the worst thing for them because still they're going to be able to keep that fourth position in their arsenal because Team Inazuma and Team Insignia are not able to bring themselves back up just yet. And moving on down forward, Quaint, I'm really hoping to see a lot more improvements coming on down from the side of Team Valor because Team Valor, they have showcased to us that when it comes down to their raw aim, they are a force to be reckoned with. But when it comes down to strategy, they're trying to work things out. They're trying to work out the kinks and bring their A game down to the next map. They're always improving, and that's why the Gauntlet is here for. That's why there are multiple games being played by the same team over and over again for the side of group standing instead of it just being a best of 3 one time and you move up. And hopefully they're going to be able to bring it on back. So let's head on down over to the group standings to try and check out and see where the side of all of the teams are going to be standing on at. And just as I say that Team Valor, they're going to be sitting on a pretty spot in Global Esports. They should up to the side of number 1.
You're so right. And Team Valor has a well-deserved spot over there, but I feel like they have to be climbing the ranks because they have so much raw potential in them. They have so much game sense and so much game knowledge and so much experience backing the players up that they have to be climbing the ranks. And that is something that I expect them to do because we're going to be seeing really, really good fights coming out from the side of Team Valor as they're going to be going up against the likes of Force One, against the likes of Godlike, against the likes of the local esports. They honestly showed their mettle. They showed that they deserve to be there in the top 4. They deserve to go up against these really, really high tier teams, and they deserve to be a high tier team themselves. And honestly, I consider them one of those. They're so good at what they do, and I want to see more of what is to come. But at the same time, I want to talk about the other teams out down there. They have to pick up their game a little bit because I see the potential in them. Like teams like Team Simple, Team Insignia, Team Inazuma, Team Tempest, they're so good at what they do, but they're just losing out because of a few teeny tiny mistakes they do. So I'm hoping that they understand that, they work with that, they go out of the drawing board, re-strategize, work it out with their teammates, just work on new executes, work on new ways to take on their opponents and just play in the moment to adapt to whatever team they're going to be facing with. And once they get to do that, we're going to be seeing these 4 teams at the bottom climbing up to the top. And I hope that kind of a competition is going to be coming out because that is exactly what the Gauntlet is here for. But at the same time, aggressive. I've spoken enough about all of the teams. What are you expecting to be coming up from the rest of the entire tournament?
When it comes to the rest of the tournament, honestly, we just need to wait and see because last time around we did a lot of predictions and a lot of the predictions really didn't go out as the same way we planned. So let's just not do the caster's curse on them. And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't want our caster's curse to be on them, make sure to hit the like and hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell as well to get notified when we are going to be going on live. And as you are going to be going on down to hit that subscribe button, make sure to check out the links down below in the description as well because we have a lot of deals set up for you down from our sponsors because honestly speaking, who doesn't want a new shiny computer part to make themselves a lot more better and play like the pros as well with a lot of the different processors and of course the SSDs that we have set up for you down below. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be your boy Aggressive joined by Quain signing on off, and we'll be back with you real soon with a TEC Gauntlet Season 1 powered by WB Black and AMD Ryzen with set number 2 at 7:30.